Yeah, might as well jump into the... I didn't go into too much detail this time.
Yeah, it's going to get harder as we go further into...
Yeah,
more and more detail.
Yeah, our last session was a lot of like, we met a few people, but it wasn't, we kind of dived into a few books and everything like that. So I didn't.
Oh, that's right.
Didn't go into too much excessive detail or art, but there's still some AR art that I've featured here. So
right.
Yeah. Without further ado, we're continuing Highlands, Deep Waters by Fernando B. Neves and Lucas Zaper, hosted by Choice of Games. And this was our original character. And so 10 years ago, in the small Scottish village of, small Scottish town, rather, of Invernock, American detective and private investigator Emma Stone had made some headway in her investigation of the supposed murder-suicide of Joanne and Gordon MacLeod, having been hired by one Alexander Patterson. However, our PI was met with an assailant while investigating a home on Mayberry Walk, and it seemed that the investigation would be left unfinished. Until now. So, of course, we have Gordon and Joanne and Joanne's brother, Alexander. 10 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So, present day. Yeah. Present day, 2016. And River Waters, a.k.a. Amelia MacLeod, has made a name for herself. For herself in the criminal underworld. A solver of puzzles and a smoker of the devil's lettuce. Her recent job for Jack, the drug dealer, in solving the demise of his friend William has caught the attention of Alexander Patterson. A shell of a man he once was, Alexander's paranoia, and a home filled with lethal traps did not dissuade our feisty heroine from taking the job. He was paying good money, after all. So this is what Alexander, according to AI, looks like today.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I mean, 10 years later, he was already like middle-aged man, and he's been like crazy, unkept, probably. Like, makes sense.
Yep. It's not like he hasn't showered recently, but yeah, apparently the description was he was like crooked back and yeah, a couple other things. So yeah, like that is he had a long beard or white beard or something like that, really disheveled hair, and so yeah, that's what I fed those things in, and I figured. Okay, well, the first picture up here, he kind of had like a collared, not necessarily a what would you call it? A plaid shirt or anything like that. But nevertheless, I kind of went with like, okay, kind of country bumpkin, but got the Scottish blonde hair look and sort of thing. So, but yeah, give me a second here. Beginning with a cold lead on the coroner, a not-so-legal search of the Hypogean, a bar not far away outside of Glasgow, uncovered a clue to Carter Rutherford's whereabouts. He was the coroner, of course. Deciding to shoot straight with the aging man, Carter revealed what Alexander suspected all along. The coroner's report was on the deaths of Mr. and Mrs. MacLeod were cover-ups, and their murder was likely some kind of cultic conspiracy. So this is the Hypogean and Carter Rutherford, the coroner, apparently.
Very nice.
Yeah, not too shabby. Reviewing the case notes, a bit of light reading on Celtic culture and blood spatter analysis, and River grabs her Colt 1911, not quite legal, and loads her Vauxhall Corsa, borrowed, not stolen, before taking the case to its original location, Invernock. Along the way, contemplating her checkered past while listening to some witch house, a crow slams into the side of her car's window, and nearly causes a car accident. Passing by hitchhikers along the road, River can't help but wonder what other bad omens might come as the story continues. And so, this is
guys. We almost died last time.
Legit though, by that crow that I photoshopped into that car.
We were almost gonna choose to accelerate as fast as we could into a bunch of trees.
And sometimes you just need dice, like in D&D. So the dice saved us.
Thank God. Look at our girl.
Yeah, and so this is the most recent picture that I made of her. So her hand is for some reason warped into the steering wheel. If you ever want to know if something is really genuinely AI transformed,
Oh, I know.
just look at the hands.
I know. Hands and feet, they're just like, they don't get it.
Legs in general, like they're just kind of, and it's because the I think from what I can tell is hands and feet, both from an artistic point of view and from a photo, like, you know, photojournalism and stuff like that point of view, they're almost never in the shot. So you don't actually have as much, like, you have lots of detail, a lot of photos out there of faces. And so it's easy for the AI to kind of grab stuff and smash it together and say, oh, this is what this looks like. But because there's so few, you know, consistent hand locations and stuff like that, I get the sense that that's why it's so janky. But
what if you just wanted AI to make art of hands and feet?
Yeah, I mean, you might be able to, but again, like, I think it snapshots various types, like various like places, I guess, like placements of certain objects. And so the face is almost always a side profile or a face like straight on kind of profile, that sort of thing. Whereas hands can be in so many different positions that, you know, superimposing two images of hands and warping them together, I get the sense that that's what ends up happening. So yeah. So anyway, and now, of course, the continuation.
Nice. We're finally gonna go into Invernock.
We're going to go into Invernock.
Okay. I guess I can reread this.
Sure.
You decide to keep on your way to Invernock, especially since the night is already slithering in the distance. As you drive by the figure, you notice the tall, slender girl who exchanges looks at you for a mere instant. You can't tell if it was anger, curiosity, or just despair. A few minutes later, and you find yourself driving on Fort William Road. The rain has thickened to a ferocious shower, and the night has already dimmed your sight.
Next stop, Invernock. It is already dark by the time you reach the outskirts of Invernock. As you squint to visualize Invernock growing ahead, your sound system is playing a harrowing witch house song. You steadily drive down the hill that unites Invernock to the rest of the world. You glimpse the light of a few hundred houses and flats, organized between empty and dark streets. The Gothic architecture of a church stands out from the sea of single and two-story buildings. Invernock encloses one end of the shimmering Seanloch, the waters of which stretch along the distance. The drizzle that soaks the night creates a curtain that makes it impossible to visualize the end of the loch. Continue on Fort William Road.
You keep your way on Fort William Road, a lone driver on a deserted road. There surges on your left an entryway to a lane of sorts, with a plaque reading Mayberry Walk. The neurons inside your head go wild as you remember your chat with the strange, haunted man, Alexander Patterson. You turn your eyes to it, and it is a muddy, dodgy neighborhood where only a single light shines. It is an orange hue coming from an upper window. Do we turn towards Mayberry Walk, or do we continue to Invernock?
That's a good question. Do we want more preparation, or do we want the element of surprise? That's the way I look at this.
I just feel like if we go towards Mayberry Walk, we're gonna die. Considering what happened there last time.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I would say that's the most likely dangerous. That's the danger zone in any case. Yeah, so do you want to just go to Invernock then?
Yes, let's go to Invernock.
It is like getting nighttime, I think, too, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, you know,
it's nighttime too. Yep.
Not that B&Es are easier during the day. Not that. But
yeah.
we'll continue. I think we'll get settled in. You finally see the plaque. Welcome to Invernock, where the Highlands meet the ocean. A happy old couple, painted somewhat sloppily, hug each other and smile at you. You witness the last dying rays of light by the time you pass this plaque. You keep driving on Fort William Road. A rusted red truck passes by you, heading towards the rest of Scotland. Its driver, a heavy bearded fat guy, looks at you with the curiosity typical of small town folk. The way then bifurcates. You can either drive on Sky Road towards the town center, or turn right to Caledonian Street, which is the fastest way to Angus Hotel, where you will book your stay.
Is that where we stayed before?
I think it was at the Angus Hotel, and there was like the Husband's Retreat was the bar.
Bar.
Yeah. So
The pub.
the pub, right? The pub, of course. Straight and narrow, or take the long way around.
I don't want to take the long way around. I don't know. It's getting dark, and we already almost died on this drive, though.
It's true. It's fair. So okay. So which one was that? Caledonian Street then?
To head to the Angus Hotel, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You contour Invernock on its northwestern part, a quiet neighborhood of gray and white flats. Some of the rooms are lit. There's a couple on the sidewalk protected by a black umbrella. A Golf drives by you. You reach a crossroads. To your right, a brick trail leading to one of the hills surrounding Invernock. To your left, Norton Street streams quietly towards the city center. And if you continue straight on, you read on a plaque by a street lamp that you will proceed to Atlantic Street.
Alrighty. The drizzle still wetting your windshield, you continue your way on Atlantic Street. Soon you see a large square building with an ornate, somewhat Victorian facade. A sign reads Angus Hotel, the oldest in Invernock. Established, I learned that because of you, established 1931. Sorry. I was so happy that I remembered that. Too much for Victorian things here, you think to yourself. You park your car.
You park your Valhalla Corsa in front of the hotel. The free space is plentiful. There's only a blue van parked there as well. A blue van. Get off your car, and the night hits you with a gillid? Is that blow of northerly wind. You feel goosebumps all over your body, but you take a last glance at the blue and well-kept vehicle. Probably tourists like me, right? We're not really a tourist. I wonder if there are hostels here. Strange, but never mind. I want to check this van out. What's so weird about the blue van? Like,
is it a white, unmarked van kind of thing, or it just happens to be blue?
Does it have like plates from not Scotland or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's just weird because there's another visitor in town in general.
Right.
In this tiny town.
We could just say strange, never mind. I guess what would our character do is usually the way I end up going. Would she be nosy?
I kind of want to check. I think she would check out the van a little bit, but I don't want to go check it out too far like we did last time.
Sure. Yeah, we can just take a quick peek.
Yeah.
Why not? I will check this van out. The vehicle plate makes it clear that it is from England. The license plate of every car in Scotland starts with the S, and this one starts with a B. In your line of business, you must be lectured on that kind of knowledge. You know what the B stands for. Birmingham. Inside the van, you can see a brown leather coat, and there are a couple of furry pink dyes hanging from the rear view mirror. Oh no. There doesn't seem to be anything else of note, and you decide to continue on your way to the hotel before spending too much time on things that probably are unimportant. Backpack on you, and holding a black bag, you walk into the Angus Hotel. It is a comfortable environment, the 101 for small-town pseudo-luxurious hotels. This usually means two things. You will pay cheaper for what it is worth, and the luxurious part will only be so for rural folks' standards. Good afternoon, madam. A tall and lean man greets you behind the counter. His face is shaven clean, and his hair is more oily than it should be. Welcome to Angus Hotel. He then walks around the counter and goes toward you, then offers his hand. Name's Jonathan, the manager. Pleased to meet you. Greet him back. Pleased to meet you too. Is this the only I don't know what happened there. Is this the only hotel in town? a room, please, and be quick about it. Chop, chop. Or just remain quiet.
I think she would say the first one. Like, she's in business mode and she wants to appear charming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I almost get the sense that, like, in the criminal underworld side of things, she's snarky and quick-witted and, you know, and like maybe even a little sharp to keep it so, like, you know, she's got her walls up. But that doesn't mean she's, like, when she's normally out and about, she isn't really charming and trying to, like, manipulate people to get as much out of them as possible. So, yeah, I think that's fair. Greet him back. Pleased to meet you.
You want to book in for the night, I assume? His cordial tone is somewhat comforting, as is the lit hearth and the tenuous yellow cast on yourself. He grabs a record book, searches for a pen. Then he looks back at you, trained smile drawn on his pale lips. May I have your name, please? Oh, do we give him our real name or our fake name, or do we remain anonymous?
I think it would be fun to do our river waters.
Yeah.
It's probably something
Agreed.
we traffic in quite a bit, so yeah.
Imagine
right.
a possible sorry.
No.
Imagine a possible ending of this is like us getting taken in by the cops because they find us.
Getting booked for, you know, impersonation of, or all these other, identity things. All right, Miss Whatever. He then writes it down in his book. Here is the key for the room number 5, second floor, a single bedroom. You will find your way upstairs. Through that door over there are clean towels and bed sheets in case you need anything. I take you're tired, so I won't bother you anymore. Anything else I could help you with? Do you serve breakfast? Are there any other people booked in? Do you know about this parked blue van? Anything strange you heard recently? Do you know about Mayberry Walk? Good night, and walk up to your room.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
It's good.
So I was thinking we would ask if there are any other people booked, because like that's not a weird question, but it's something I want to know.
I'm fine with that. Pretty general information. It's not like
Yeah.
The blue van thing is like, what's with the blue van out there? Is
Right,
maybe
exactly.
a little bit too personal, but yeah, this one seems generic enough that it's sure.
Yeah,
we can do it. We can do
it. Oh yes, a few, of course. He says, we got a few foreigners booking a lot of the rooms somewhere in the next weeks too. Something about a conference on Blair Lemnock College, I believe, but I don't know the details.
That was the thing we read in the book, right? In the Alexander's reports, I think, was on Lemnock College, because it was
college.
Yeah, they were talking about it was like a fishing industry thing that was happening.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. I'd have to look back at all the details, but anyway, it's supposed to be something happening in the area. So
that makes me think back to the pictures we saw of certain people with a bunch of fishing friends or a fishing group or whatever.
Right. Yeah, possibly.
The cultists are a bunch of fishermen. I mean, why not?
Could be. Do you want to ask any other questions?
Yeah, do they serve breakfast?
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, I want to know if, I guess, I want to ask if they've seen anything strange they heard recently, but I don't know if you think that's too much right now.
Yeah, I feel like digging this early on might be detrimental.
Okay.
I don't mind the do you serve breakfast.
Yeah, because it's related to the hotel.
Because it's related to the hotel, right? And it's like... Yeah. Want to do it?
All right. Yeah.
All right.
If he says no, we kill him.
No, I fear not. Please don't stab me with that knife. I mean, but there is a McCormick Bakery just at the end of the street, and you will find some excellent places to eat and drink in the town center. Can I be of any other use? Can I be of use to anything else, please?
Darn. They don't have breakfast here. Why do we book this place again?
No continental. Gonna have to rough it.
Rough it.
Yeah.
We gotta go to the to the cute little bakery down the street.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
So just good night, I suppose, or
yeah. If we're not gonna pry today, then yeah.
I think maybe in the morning we can kind of, because look. I'm paranoid, right? It's not late enough for a guy who might be. We don't know. He could be a cultist, right? And so if we ask now, he can give them a heads up until we have a chance to actually go and investigate.
Sure.
You know. So.
I mean, in the past 10 years, this whole town could have been overrun by the cultists.
Exactly.
Cultists.
You could have an entire town, 50, 60, 150 people. Who knows? Now I'm getting scared. Okay. Good night. Good night. We're just going good night.
You walk to your room feeling more than ever that time is a flat circle. You roll a joint and start smoking. The proper towels put under the door. You try to relax and rest for a bit. You fall asleep without noticing it. You have a vague dream of driving on long roads that lead nowhere and torrential rains that never stop. You pass through a lone woman on the side of the road, but decide not to give her a ride. In the dream, you're sure you aren't going where she needs to go. Then you wake up. It's raining. We weren't going where she needed to go?
I don't know. I know she gave us quite the look when we passed by.
Yeah, but we couldn't read exactly what that look was.
Yeah. I'm going to assume it was a look of, come on, man.
Yeah, hopefully.
But there are a few points of interest that you should check out in Invernock at the start of your investigation. There is the house where the MacLeods lived 10 years ago. Other people live there now, but still, it might be useful to give it a look. You could interview the neighbors, too. The Sunderland family might remember something. Long shot, of course. There is also the police station. They could know something about Matthew Wallace, and you could try to talk to this Officer Calum Douglas, who was involved in the original investigation, and whom Alexander thinks is part of the conspiracy. Other than all of that, there is Mayberry Walk number 4, the Lone Malls. You know you'll have to go there at some point. Where would we like to go? The MacLeods, the Sunderlands, the police station, Mayberry Walk, or wander around town like a tourist?
I want to go to the bakery.
That looks like a wander. That sounds like a wander around town option.
All right.
I'm fine with it. Who knows?
I wonder what it's gonna give us if we say wander around town, though. I am interested. Like, what do we just walk around and they're like, you took a walk around the block, and so yeah, sure. Maybe let's see.
Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll get a donut or something.
You circle around Invernock, but nothing seems to be explicitly out of the weird ordinary. People wander about, sheltered inside thick winter garments. The afternoon sun is subtle and fleeting. Walking on the windswept streets after having left your car parked, you glimpse inside an alleyway. Amidst the stinking rubbish, you think you see a pound note. What? Like money?
I guess. Like a pound. Yeah.
Inspect it.
Some unlucky fellow must have had a stroke of misfortune. On the wet floor lies a note of $100. 100 pounds, I guess.
I don't like it, but she would pick it up, I feel like.
I feel like she would take it.
I don't like that it's on a wet floor.
Yeah. I still think she would take it.
She would take it, yeah. All right.
You pocket the
$100 for
£100.
walking around.
Yeah,
Sorry.
£100 note. No, it's good. And head back. Not bad for a plain walking around. Yay,
Yeah.
we're richer than we were.
Sick.
I feel like
But
karma's really
no
gonna bite
donut.
this one.
Shh. We didn't do anything bad. It was by the trash. How was that bad?
Yeah,
we weren't
somebody-
in the middle of a bunch of stores and stuff.
If somebody asks, then we could potentially say, "Oh yeah, I did find that $100. I turned it into the police or something." Yeah.
Yeah.
McLeod.
Or, sorry.
No, you're good.
I was like, what if we go to the police station? We're like, here's this $100 bill I found.
We could do that.
I feel like that's not gonna happen because, like,
It's still a good excuse to go.
maybe.
We can go with the saying, "Well, somebody should probably turn this into the police."
And then the police are gonna be like, "What do you want us to do?" If we go asking around who dropped $100 bill, everybody's gonna raise their hands.
It's true. It's true.
I'm gonna be like, "You're right. I'll just take this." Anyways, back to our other options.
Yeah, where would you like to go?
I'd like to start off with the McLeods and the Sunderland's home because obviously Mayberry Walk is like a terrifying place for us to go.
I agree. Gesundheit.
Thanks. And the police station, if we let them know that someone's poking around, that's also bad.
Yeah, true story. Which one do you want to go first?
Yeah, with the McLeods. Why not?
Okay.
You drive your Velho Corsa uptown towards High Street, and you find yourself in front of a 2-story house surrounded by an empty garden. McLeods lived here. Doors closed, the windows are flung open.
At least you didn't say the Flintstones, which is what I thought you were going to say.
The windows are flung open. You can check the windows or ring the bell. I feel like
girl.
someone's living there, so we want to ring the bell.
Let's ring the bell.
Less being the good girl and more not getting the cops called on us already.
That's right. Yeah, we're chill. We had our morning joint. We're chill. We don't need to break into anything quite yet. We don't want to ruin our high.
Yep, that's still sticking around. Yeah.
You ring the bell. It doesn't take long for someone to answer. The door opens and a man who seems to be in his mid-40s opens it. He is wearing an apron over casual clothes. His blue eyes examine you behind thick glasses. Yes? Can I help you? Hello, my name is Amelia McLeod, P.I. Hello, my name is River, P.I.
Part of me wants to say my name is Amelia McLeod because the McLeods used to live here, but I know that the story doesn't know that. We chose that name. I don't know in what case that saying our real name would ever help us almost.
I mean, I guess depends, because in the way I look at it is Amelia McLeod could be a private investigator, right? But not necessarily wants to have like that, that connected to her alias, which is River Waters, which is a private investigator technically, but it's much more like a broader criminal version. So
True.
Amelia McLeod could be her good persona, like her real life,
True.
No criminal past kind of attached to kind of thing. So
okay, we can go with that. That's true. I see that.
It's up to you. I don't care one way or the other. I'm just saying that.
I want to say it, like I said, just because the last name too.
Right.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think it sounds good too. It would be really funny if it had anything to do with the last, because we chose McLeod, if it actually changes the story. I doubt it will, but it'd be great. All right.
Oh, we aren't interested in this service, if that's the case. I'm not offering my services. Do you got a minute to talk? I'm working on a case. It's about the people who lived here. Okay, yeah, we're not offering our services, but I'd say I think just saying like I'm working on a case.
Right. Yeah, I'm fine with either one or two.
I'm leaning towards the second one.
Okay. I'm working on a case. Seems fine. Well, that is a bit odd. I don't know where a private I didn't know there was a private investigator in these parts. I'm not from around here.
Well, surprise.
Yeah, shocker. I came from Glasgow. Well, surprise. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Ta-da. I'm a startup. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
This is my first case. No. Do we want to be specific and say we came from Glasgow?
I don't feel like I really want to. I do feel like I feel like it would be kind of cute and sarcastic for her to be like, "Well, surprise," you know. But I don't know if they're gonna take that as rude.
Yeah, I do get the sense that would probably be like, maybe this is her inner voice. Well, surprise.
Yeah.
It's like eye roll kind of thing, but she's like, I'm not from around here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that.
I think we just say we're not from here. I don't want to say we're from Glasgow though.
Sounds good. You said not to say I came from Glasgow?
Yeah, the first one is my vote.
Cool. I think it's your
Right, of course. Well, sure. I suppose I can spare a minute or two. I don't want to sound rude or anything. Please do come in. He leads you inside. The structure of the place reminds you of what you saw on the files Alexander had handed you, but some things seem to have been changed. They changed the furniture completely and relocated the entrance hall. It is all now just a large living room with many bland-colored couches, pillows, lots of little statues, wood ornaments on the walls. It kind of reminds you of an antique shop. Please sit down. Would you like anything to drink? I'm afraid the food will take a while to be ready anyways. Nothing thanks, or a glass of water. I feel like it's always better to just be like, yeah, I'll take a glass of water, whatever. It gives the person something to do. It eases the conversation.
That's right.
Between strangers.
And it's if something is shared already, here's to me, this is the psychology behind it. If somebody already is offering or has shared something with you, the likelihood of them sharing more things, whether it's information and stuff, is actually higher. So and you're being receptive to that because people actually do like to serve. Like there is something a lot of people like, not everybody of course, but a lot of people do like to actually be able to cater to help somebody. By being receptive to that, then they're anyway. I think that's the psychology behind it personally. But, so I think we take a glass of water.
Give us the water.
Do it. Make sure it's crystal though. Crystal clear, crystal glass. The man walks back to the kitchen and fetches you a glass of water. If you drink it, it will taste like water. So, what exactly is this about? The couple who lived here before you haven't said your name yet. Nice decoration you got here.
Oh, that's right. I was about to say, why would we say that? Like, you haven't said your name yet, but we did introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, it's weird that they didn't introduce themselves back immediately.
It is a little weird.
Or at least, I don't know. They let us into their house.
Yeah. Couple who lived here before you.
The
second one's a little rude, but like still.
I know, I don't like how it's said.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't care about their name, and maybe we just start talking about the McLeods. That's fine too. It's not like we're putting together a legal case. We don't need to have written down who said what and the witnesses or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. I like I kind of want to do the second one, but it's the way it's written, like said is a little bit too rude, so that's why I wouldn't pick it. So
Yeah.
all right, let's do the first one. Couple who lived here before you.
10 years later, well, that's a bit odd, if you don't mind me saying. If I remember correctly, the case was closed without any doubt. It was the husband who did it. Tell him what you know, or I have my reasons. We don't have to tell him everything we know. It's not like we just want to, look around. I don't think we have to tell him everything that we know about the case in order to get him to cooperate. I don't think that'd be smart to do that.
Yeah, that's fair, and I think it's okay. So do I have my reasons then?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but it looks a little bit too far-fetched, and You sense the smell of something burning. He apparently does too. Shit! I forgot to turn the meat around, he says, hastily jumping from his couch and walking to the kitchen. There is a faint smoke coming from there. It doesn't take long to come back. All right, I don't think it's ruined beyond eating, but I need to take care of it. My wife and the kids will come back soon. I think you should leave.
This sucks.
Okay, I will come back later. I'm not done yet. Just leave.
I'm really scared of getting the police called on us and then not getting any help from the police again.
Right.
We can say I'll come back later, either as a inviting ourselves back over, and if he says no, then it's just a warning that we're gonna break in.
I do like that. I will come back later. Whether you see me or not, well, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's do that one.
Okay.
I will come back later.
We'll be back.
Dun.
We'll be back. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Oh, okay. You leave what once was the MacLeod's house, now belonging to the Kelly family. Right to the side of it is where the Sunderland's house. From the reports, you know that they were the neighbors of the MacLeods 10 years ago. Perhaps they still live here. They questionably will have any new information that they haven't given to the police, the papers, and your predecessor, but perhaps you could go there now anyway.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
To the Sunderland's house. Sunderland's house is one of the first residences on High Street. It is a double-story grey building covered with unkempt vines and wildflowers. There are 4 large windows, all closed. The place, like anything that exists for too long, has seen better days. Knock on the door, ring the bell, go to the back of the house, or leave the place. Good.
What do I feel like they're gonna... I feel like... no, I'm not gonna speculate. But,
That's all I do. I'm the king of speculation.
And I'm like, for some reason, I feel like they probably know something more now, and they're gonna be on edge, and they're gonna what if they sneak out the back, or I don't know. But anyways, my thing is always ring first, and then knock.
Yeah, I think ring the bell sounds good. Let's do it.
No one answers at first, but you hear a muffled voice inside, then footsteps. After a while, a woman finally opens the door. If you could only use one word to describe her, it would be tired. She has sunken eyes that seem to have a hard time staying open, unkempt gray hair that hasn't seen a brush in a long time. She looks over 50, perhaps in her 60s. She wears a floral dress with white patterns of purple or pink, purple, and yellow. Yes, what is it that you want? She asks, barely managing to hide her annoyance with a yawn. My name is Amelia, and I'm working on a case. My name is River, and I'm working on a case. Might I ask you some questions about a case I'm working on? Are you all right, Lady Sunderland, I presume?
Hmm.
Let's see. I feel like we should introduce ourselves again first.
Yeah. Again, giving something
yeah.
is better than giving nothing, so.
Yeah.
My
And
name
we
is
gotta
River.
tell her. No, because if we tell her our name's something different than the people next door, wouldn't that be weird?
Right. Yes. You're right. My apologies. Let's do it. My name is Amelia, and I'm working on a case. What do you want? Jessica Sunderland asks in a dry and tired voice. To prove that Gordon didn't kill Joanne, to find out who was really behind the McLeod's murder. Is this a bad time to ask questions about the McLeod couple? To know a few details from the night 10 years ago.
I kind of want to say the last one. I don't want to go straight into to prove that he didn't kill them. She's gonna be like, "Oh no, not this again."
Like ass. Yeah, I think that's the most direct question that, I mean, to me, it's the most useful information that we could get, is if she did forget, or, you know, if there's something that she didn't say or something like that.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do it.
She examines you with distrust and a suppressed anger. I don't really have the time. Sorry. She appears to mean it.
It's about Joe. Perhaps I could listen, you bit. I can totally see her saying that. Listen, you bit. Oh my god. I know it's I
Kind of like, if she doesn't want to talk about it, I almost want to say the first one to really tap into her empathy.
Yeah.
It's about Joe, even though I guess we're not going to get to say it all.
Yeah.
It's about your friend.
Yeah, I think that's the most reasonable one. Although in her head, she's like, you.
You. Yeah.
It's about Joe.
Before you can even finish your sentence, you hear yelling coming from inside the house. It sounds more like a growl than a human voice, and it repeats itself for a few times. Oh, Jed. Okay. Jessica closes her eyes for a moment, as if trying to find some peace. Then she opens them again and looks at you, handling her emotions. My husband needs me, she says, and closes the door on your face. Her husband could be some kind of creature. Her husband must have some kind of disability. I would rather not make assumptions on their lives. I mean, I was thinking the second one, like he must be sick or something now.
Yeah.
He doesn't sound well. Be weird to just be like, he's a creature. Like, what? Oh my gosh.
Jeez. Yeah, it just sounds like she's tired because she's probably like the caregiver for her husband.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna grab another pen. One second.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome back. So the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be. You could look into it later. Leave the place.
That was abrupt.
Yes.
All right.
Very abrupt. Well, not particularly helpful trips. Police station, Mayberry Walk, or wander around town again. Maybe we'll find another $100 note.
Yeah, right. Because we need money right now.
I say it's time to go and find. Let's do the police station where we didn't get that before. No pussyfooting around this time.
Okay. I mean, if we're not gonna get anything else here, maybe we can this time convince the cops to cooperate with us.
It's really. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's possible now that there's people there that weren't involved before and maybe will be. I don't know. Anyways, let's just, like you said, stop. We're just messing around. Go.
You take Doyle Street until a simple sign tells you you have reached your destination. Invernock Police Station, Police Scotland. It hangs about a metallic door. The building has clearly been through some kind of renovation. Can I just say that the word Scotland itself makes me want to speak like in a Scottish accent? You know? Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to say Scotland without naturally...
That's how I feel when I see Loch.
Yeah. Seanlock. You know?
The Seanlock.
Scotland. You know? You want to say Scotland like Scottish. You know? Anyway. Sorry. Tangent. I actually have a command for my channel that is exclamation mark tangent to see how many tangents I go on in an actual stream.
It's often enough.
Yeah, it happens a lot. That and movie quotes. It's a good time. All the other houses on Doyle Street seem old in comparison. While the police station shows no signs of decay, and even the iron fences around its perimeter seem to have been recently painted. The windows are covered in a special reflective coating, letting you see nothing of what happens inside there. There is an electronic buzzer to the left of the closed door. To the right, the large broken glass panel, with some pamphlets are inside. There's also a camera appearing from the front wall, turned toward the general direction of the entrance. Press the buzzer, inspect the perimeter, inspect the broken glass panel.
I mean, I'm interested in why the panel's broken. I'm not really interested in the brochures because we already looked at those last time 10 years ago, but I want to look at it because it's broken.
Sure, let's take a look.
Maybe there'll be something interesting. You approach the broken glass panel. There are no shards or fragments of the glass that you can see, neither on the inside or the outside. It seems that this was done recently, and they hadn't had time to properly fix it, but at least they picked up the bits. There are a few pinned pamphlets on the inside. Inspect them, or go to the front door. Inspect!
Why not? See what's changed over the last 10 years.
Inspector Gadget.
From what you can see through the plastic and the duct tape, some of them seem to have been torn apart, perhaps by the same blow that broke the glass. Others are readable. There's a church pamphlet, problems with drugs, beware the high tide, or join the police Scotland, or go back.
I want to look. So the first three are ones that we'd already seen before, unless they're somewhat different. Like, I don't know if we want to look at the church pamphlet and see if the church is up to anything suspicious.
Let's just look at them right quick and see if they're the same or not. So
yeah.
Because I kind of don't remember them anyway.
Okay. A flyer about the Black Kirk, showing what seems to be the Highlands and the church, along with some religious symbols. The piece clearly had some work put into it, perhaps to attract the young people from the university. It has a modern design using bright colors to represent the Seanlock and the Highlands. There is also the burning bush, the logo from the Church of Scotland. You saw it in a few places before, even in some tattoos. Right.
That was
but we didn't see the occult symbol.
That's true. It's true. What?
We clicked on the drug one.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have any on me right now, Jimmy would say. I miss Jimmy. He was a good friend. What?
He was a good friend. What, Jimmy? And screw him.
Jimmy?
What, Jimmy?
What, Jimmy?
What's Jimmy? I don't remember him.
Who is
no
Jimmy?
one remembers him.
Who is Jimmy? What, Jimmy? You barely remember him. He was someone who you knew back in the day, a druggie on the streets of Glasgow. Thinking about it, you heard he died from an overdose. Anyway, the paper says, do the choice of sobriety. Choose your own life. Call us if you need help. We care. Scotland Drug Helpline. There is a number next to it. Save it on your phone. We don't have a problem. We just smoke a little weed every day.
Yeah, we just smoke a little weed.
every day. Smoke weed every day. I'm definitely putting that into my video.
It's pretty pointless to save their number because it's not like they're a helpline. They're not a in the event of an emergency line.
Yeah. So I don't need it. I don't think it's bullshit. It's just we don't need it.
Yeah, we just don't need it.
Yeah. Who cares? Beware the high tide.
These are different. We're definitely getting different stuff. Oh my god.
Sorry.
A technical text with some illustrations. It informs you about a peculiar reoccurring natural event that affects the city, usually twice per year. The coming of a high tide that forms a small temporary channel which passes between a gap in the Highlands and brings the water from the sea into the lake. It usually doesn't last for more than a few days, but can get you stranded if you're in the wrong part of town. It advises people to avoid Earl Street during those situations, for it is highly susceptible to the event. That's the same, I believe.
Good to know. Good to know. I still didn't remember it, so it's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Don't be on Earl Street if it starts
That's
raining.
Right. So if we find ourselves on Earl Street, let's just get the hell off of Earl Street, regardless of when it's supposed to happen.
Or find a canoe.
Or find a canoe. There you go. A little dinghy.
Can you find one?
Just like a bunch of dinghies like strung up all over Earl Street for some reason.
You know, they're right by the water. Surely everybody's got like a little boat or something that they can drag out of the garage. I don't know.
Totally.
Maybe. Perfectly
normal.
Let's join the police Scotland. Maybe we can lie to them and tell them we're interested in joining the police.
I like it. Let's do it. There is a picture of a smiling officer with some text next to it. Every day at work, I make difference in the community. I face new challenges. I develop new skills. Do you? Apparently, your skills do not include grammar.
Every day at work, I make difference in community. That's how I imagine, like some person that was like taught to say exactly that.
Every day
that's all they know
work,
in English.
I make difference in community. I face new challenge. I develop new skills. Do you? Sure
you do, buddy.
But I think that's pretty much what she would say. Sure,
yeah.
bud. Sure. It was because shit like this that I chose cry.
That's funny too.
That's good. I like the first one. I think the first one's probably sure, bud. Sure. What do you think?
I still think the first one.
Yeah.
She's just gonna kind of dismiss it.
Yeah.
With a laugh. It's
like
chuckle.
Okay, sure, bud. Go back.
All right.
Whole
lot of good that was. Yeah, we're not going to inspect the perimeter of a police station. Seems like a bad idea.
Not shady at all. What are you talking about? All right, press the buzzer.
Let's go. Bzzz. You press the buzzer. Above, the camera turns to your direction. This is Officer Brown. Can I help you? A voice soon speaks through the sound panel. Yeah, I need help from the police. I need to speak to an officer. I have a crime to report. What would happen if we said we had a crime to report? That would definitely get us in. But like...
I'm afraid to lie, because the last time we lied, we got, like, screwed out of our information.
Yeah, well, we made them think we were crazy, because he brought up UFOs,
and
then we went along with it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, sure. I mean, it's all connected. It's like, okay, see you, bud.
And then he's like, you're nuts. Didn't you suggest this? Wasn't that you that brought that up? God, that
the only time I've heard anything crazier was when a squirrel came in talking about his nuts, and that's crazy.
Not the squirrel again. The squirrel on Mayberry Walk.
That's right. If that squirrel is there,
Oh my god, if there's a squirrel this time again, yeah.
10-year-old squirrel.
Or his
That'd be
his
amazing.
descendants.
That's right.
They've
That's right.
all heard the story of the otherworldly controlled character
That's right. That's right.
that comes and visits the house.
The only cultists that
every month.
exist are the squirrels. Okay. I think I need to speak to an officer. It's probably the most generic. We can kind of go from there because we could still technically report a crime.
Yeah, that's true. He's gonna ask what is this about next, but
Yeah, that's true.
let's go. It's fine. Let's
try
just
it,
say I need to speak to an officer.
Huh.
Oh, shoot.
Interesting.
You hear a magnetic sound as the door unlocks and opens. Please come in, he says. The interior of Invernock Police Station is as well kept as the outside. The floor is clean, its white tiles almost glowing from the lights of the ceiling. The large entrance hall serves as a waiting room, populated empty plastic seats attached to the walls. There is a water filter with an empty gallon beside it. At the end of the hallway, there are 3 closed doors and 2 cameras, one at each corner. Between these cameras, there is a large wooden desk, and from where a chubby officer in a uniform, probably the one you spoke to on the buzzer, looks at you. Please have a sit, he says. You take one of the 2 chairs in front of him. The man has a well-groomed brown mustache and a reddened face. The ID on his uniform reads A. Brown. You don't look from around here. Are you one of the students from the university? He asked rather friendly.
Sorry, the way he said it, please have a sit. I was like, this is the guy that wrote the brochure. I guarantee it.
Sit a spell.
That's right. That's right.
So we can say, yes, we are a student from the university, or no, I live here actually. That is the worst answer. I'm from Glasgow, or I'm actually a lecturer. I feel like I want to say we're a lecturer.
It'd be interesting.
Because it'll give us a reason to maybe be like, this is what we're lecturing in, and so we're interested in this.
And that's why we're asking him a question.
Yeah.
I can go along with this one. I agree. I still was leaning towards I'm from Glasgow, but I actually, this sounds like our character would totally say it. So.
We gotta have a story. They're not gonna just give us information for fun.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm actually a lecturer. Oh, Officer Brown seems unimpressed. What are your lectures about? Ethics, aquaculture, chaos theory, lots of things, really.
I don't know. Those options suck. Aquaculture. What is chaos theory?
Oh, chaos theory? That's like
an interdisciplinary area of scientific study and branch of mathematics focused on underlying patterns and deterministic laws of dynamical systems that are highly sensitive to initial conditions were once thought to have completely random states of disorder. Well, okay, so I kind of was thinking of like laws of order, disorder.
Right.
When I heard that. So, okay.
I think ethics would be hilarious.
So true. But
it's the closest, in terms of, his...
Of asking about the case.
Yeah.
And what Sure. That is funny. Hi, we're lecturer.
Lecturer. What do you lecture on? Ethics? I like it.
I know all about them. We just choose not to follow it.
I just think she would be ironic that way.
Yeah. Okay. Ethics.
All right. Oh! My daughter herself just started it, he immediately says, as if not managing to hide his pride. That's hilarious. That's so good. What's your daughter's name? Good. I might know her.
Why would we say that?
Yeah, that's a little bit too... I mean, it would be trying to give him, like, because it's pride. You're trying to feed his pride. Oh, what's your name?
Yeah,
I might
that's
know
true.
her. You know?
I just don't want it to be given away that we don't know her. You think it'll be fine? I mean, it'd be just as easy to be like, oh, okay, I guess I haven't met her yet. Or, you know?
Well, look, I need some information is too dismissive. You want to feed his pride, and then he'll give us something back. That's the way I look at it. So
yeah, okay, then we can do the last one.
Let's
as
try
long
it.
as you don't think it's gonna go
I
down.
do think I think it's a 50-50. So
yeah, okay.
we could do the
Whatever,
dice.
Whatever, it's fine.
Want to do the dice?
No.
let's do the third one. Let's do the third one. Let's see what happens.
The dice make me so nervous. Even though they saved us last time.
You haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. That game is pure like on your seat. Like you get extra chances when you roll the dice if you play on easier modes, but yeah, sometimes you still don't have any extra, and like what it rolls is it rolls, and you get stuck with the choice. So
yeah,
it's pretty fun. Anyway, what's your daughter's name? I might know her.
Her name's
Go ahead.
Oh,
it's your turn.
No, you go.
Her name's Andra. She studies marine science. She might take some classes with you. I always thought she would have to leave Invernock to go to uni, so it was quite a relief when there came the possibility for her to study without leaving home. It was a blessing, this college. Oh, I know her. I don't know her. I will make sure to keep you informed on her grades then.
That's weird.
It's weird, but...
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's easy enough to look up what her grades are and then tell him and give us a reason to come back.
I like it. I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's still... What do you think?
Sure.
All right, let's try it out.
Why not? Let's just keep digging this lecturer thing and, this lie. The man smiles at you, clearly taking it in good humor. Be sure you do. Now, how can I help you today, Professor? I feel like we're gonna have limited time talking to him, so I don't really want to ask about the broken glass.
Yeah, no, that's pretty unnecessary.
I'm working on a case. Wait, I'm working on a case. Wait, that would sound weird. If we just said we were a lecturer.
Yeah.
I need to talk to Officer Callum Douglas?
I think that's probably the best choice.
Yeah, I don't think, he's gonna think there's anything super weird about that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's try that. Oh, Mr. Douglas hasn't been an officer for quite some time. He's been promoted to deputy chief now. He's been quite busy lately, you see. Too many people came to Invernock since the college opened, and that brought trouble too, unfortunately. Anyway, what is your business with him? I'm afraid it's particular. An old case investigated. We could go that route. Yeah, I think that sounds fine.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So he's deputy chief now. So let's see if we can finally get the information we've been waiting for 10 years for.
Let's see. At least we got on the good. Look, hey, I picked lucky. His daughter was in ethics, so.
That's right.
That's right. Old case he's investigated. Would that be the McLeod case? He asks. Yes. How did you know? We're starting to talk police. What makes you say that?
How did you know? Is an interesting question. But I think just like asking the last one, like, why would you say that? You brought it up.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
do you want to be? We could be more direct and just say like, "How'd you know?" Or just yes. I don't know.
I think what makes you say that would be interesting. I'm not
Okay,
sure if it's going to help, but
that was my first choice, so I'm good with that.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, that was not hard. He scratches his chin and adjusts himself to a more comfortable position on his chair. Invernock didn't have many crimes back then, so when a brutal one like that happens, it kind of sticks with you. I was there, you know, as one of the officers on the scene. It was not something I was used to at the time. My name's on the report, and I've been mentioned on the papers too, but I can't say I had done much work on it. There wasn't much to do, you see. The husband had killed her and then killed himself soon after. There are clear inconsistencies on the report. Do you really believe that, or I find it hard to believe? I don't see anything wrong with saying the first one. Like we're an ethics. If we're saying we're an ethics lecturer,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
we're just questioning the ethics of the case.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Listen, dude, these are the facts.
The officer takes a deep breath. Your presence probably can't be a good thing for him. He either thinks he's dealing with a lunatic or with someone who will make a point of offending his work. In either case, it would be no good for him. Not to mention he would be a part of the supposed conspiracy. What clear inconsistencies are those? He asks. The reports say there wasn't any blood on Gordon. It's obvious to anyone who has read the report.
I wouldn't say the second one.
Yeah, let's say the first one.
Yeah. Well, he fell from a small height, if I remember correctly. There wasn't any blood on him because he fell on his neck, breaking it. Not all deaths need to be messy, you know. Life isn't a horror film. Then how could he be the one to stab Joanne? Are you implying he killed his wife, took a bath, changed his clothes, and then killed himself? There should be Joanne's blood on him.
Yeah, the second one is our inner thoughts probably thinking.
I know.
Are you so stupid to think?
I don't think an ethics teacher would be so snarky. So we don't say
that's right.
We could say the first one. The criminal in us definitely wants to say the second one, though.
Could he be the one who stabbed him? There should be Joanne's blood on him.
I mean, the first or second or the last one, either one's fine. I don't see an issue with either one.
The one who...
The last one, though, more specifically points out like that there should be blood on him. So
yeah, I think the third one makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he gets it.
Yeah, go ahead.
He gets it. He's got it. He tries not to show it, but this conclusion is so evident that he can't simply ignore it. So obvious. It's so obvious. So he tries to rationalize an answer that will make him right. Well, it is easy. He could have had a shower, changed clothes, you know. He could have been planning an escape, but then he saw her lying there dead, realizing what he had done, and threw himself from the window. That doesn't make sense. We're not going to tell him that makes sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
With the times of death, it doesn't make sense.
It's a pretty curious choice. There's no bloody clothes that were found at the murder scene. Yeah, they would have found
clothes.
It's like, it just doesn't make sense. You go through all that trouble to murder your wife and then clean up and then destroy the evidence of having cleaned up only to decide, never mind, I'm just going to go break my neck now.
Yeah, like, exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Idiot.
The police reports don't mention any signs of blood-stained clothes. There isn't any evidence of this on the reports. That's really far-fetched. Gordon's body was moved. I think the first one makes the most sense.
Yeah, with a response to what we just said, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, this last one's important too, but...
Right.
Let's do it. The police report doesn't mention any signs of blood-stained clothes. Lunar.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, this guy's a deputy officer now? What the hell? Well, that is true. We would have noticed that, but as I said, perhaps he just cleaned himself.
His body was moved. That's really far-fetched.
Yeah, we can say Gordon's body was moved this time.
Yeah,
Just
that
be
makes
like, no,
sense.
there was someone else there. This proves it.
Yeah. What? No, it wasn't. I was there from the beginning. We found it where he had fallen, and the neighbors hadn't moved him around. Show him your proof, crime scene diagram. Yeah, sure.
It's in the diagram.
It's the thing with the thing. Ah!
Here's the that. There's the window, and here was his body.
It's back and to the left. Back and to the left. If you don't know that reference, then you're clearly younger than me.
What's it from? Because it sounds familiar.
It's a Kevin Costner movie. It's JFK. He's a lawyer that shows the likely trajectory of JFK getting shot, basically. And it was, and so his head goes back and to the left, which suggests that somebody was on a different angle than the killer. Anyway, it's a good movie. Go watch it. It's a very long movie, but it's very good.
No, I think I've probably seen it, but it's not something that I've rewatched since.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Anyways, tangent. You show him the crime scene diagram in the files Alexander gave you. A simple sketch of Gordon's position relative to the window from where he had fallen. It becomes clear that he couldn't be there without someone having dragged him around. People don't fall diagonally towards the ground. Also, if he didn't survive the fall, he couldn't have moved it. If he did survive the fall, or if he didn't survive the fall, he couldn't have moved himself. Yeah. All right. He looks up for a moment, rubs his belly, and then nods to himself. I can see that you've done your homework. You might have something there. I have to admit, I want to hear more about this, but first I need your name. He points to a sign on the right of his chest. I'm Officer Andy Brown. And you, dear? And you, Mr.? What? Huh? What? Huh?
Oh, it was probably meant to, it was probably a rating thing where it was supposed to choose one or the other, but it just...
Based off of whether we choose, yeah.
Yeah. The gender, yeah.
What do we do? Or fake name or real name?
Yeah. I'm okay with Amelia McLeod because that's what we've been going through this whole time.
That's our innocent girl, not the criminal side.
And it's not so bad to get caught lying about us being a professor versus giving him our alias and having him find out that we're like a criminal that way. Because Amelia McLeod shouldn't be... Well, I don't know.
Is she not? Honestly, I don't know what her records look like.
Yeah. If he were to look up Amelia McLeod, it would probably... I don't know. I guess I don't know.
By the way, for everybody watching that may have not watched any previous sessions or you just don't remember... so we're talking about the McLeod's murders right now. And so Zell and I decided to name our new character Amelia McLeod. No relation. We just thought it would be funny.
Zero relation, yeah.
We just thought it would be funny.
And then we ended up guessing correctly. We chose Amelia. And it ends up being another character's name, like after we had already chosen it. And it was, who was it though? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't know.
It's like
but the same thing happened with our other character, Emma. But when we chose Emma, that was out of a list they gave us. Yeah. Whereas Amelia, we came up with the entire name.
That's right.
Anyway. I still think we give them our name, Amelia.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah. The safest route.
Let's do it. Well, I'm all ears. Tell me all you have on this. Tell him all you know. Tell him just enough. If we tell him all we know, then it might include all the cultist stuff.
Yeah, like everything.
So I think tell him just enough to get him on the same track where he's like, oh yeah, this is actually sketchy.
Let me tell you we're on a need to know basis.
That's right.
Here's you don't need to know
notes.
everything else.
That's right.
If we get into this case later and you're like, and you ask me questions, and we build this relationship, this trust, then maybe. But right now, this is what you need to know.
Yeah. I agree. Tell him just enough.
He's gonna think we're crazy if we start bringing up cultist stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Or he's in on it, or knows
that's
about
my
it
other fear.
It
yeah, that's my fear right there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You tell him just enough to prove your suspicions and Alexander's. You focus on the evidence that the lock had been messed with, the lack of blood on Gordon's body, and the fact that it had been moved, and you show him the files. Above all that, the fact that a man named Matthew Wallace, who lived in Invernock, disappeared around the same time it all happened. He takes a while to swallow it all. And how do you think that Matthew was involved? He must know something. He probably killed the McLeod couple. His house was the last place Emma Stone had been. I don't know yet. Yeah, our first character we made, Emma Stone. Wait, that was her name. Because her alias was Emma Watson.
That's right.
Anyway, or lots of ways. Maybe, really. I feel like just like either he must know something, or his house was the last place Emma Stone had been.
I do kind of like that, smoking gun to me is what it really is.
The third one?
Yeah. What would you choose?
Well, I said the first or the third one, but between the two, I'm assuming we already told him about Emma. So I don't see any issue. Probably just being like the third one. Like, this is suspicious. This is where she was last seen.
Well, this is, I guess the way I look at it is he must know something is pretty generic and not really giving him anything.
Yeah.
But this to me is a smoking gun, which should have him at least buy in.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll come with us to the scary Mayberry Walk house.
Let's push him into the bathroom. You check this shit out.
You first.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Something tells me this place has something bad about it.
Your ass can get hit with a hammer before I see it coming.
By the way, guys, our previous character, Emma Stone / Watson, was murked in the Mayberry Walk house.
Yeah.
During the prologue.
Yeah, it was no bueno. It was no bueno for sure. All right. His house was the last place Emma Stone was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have been.
Let's go.
I think that's the best.
Have been.
Also, for the record, this it's not necessarily a fan fiction in the sense of it's using choiceofgames.com. It's sort of like it's hosted by Choice of Games, but it's not written by an author employed by them. So it's their own story, which I still think it's very good so far as I can see. But a lot of the Choice of Games ones tend to have a bit more romantic choices in them. So if you do like that, there's plenty out there. I play a lot of the superhero ones because I really like superheroes. So making my own superhero character and all that stuff. I've played a lot of those. There's also my favorite one is the Choice of Pirates, which is so you can play a pirate, and it's a very fun story to read. And Heart of the House, which I really want to play again because it ended badly.
I think I'd have fun playing one where I don't have the possibility of dying. Like a different type of story where I don't have the possibility of dying.
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure. And what's good about
that's
the other
exciting about this too, though.
Yeah, it is exactly what's exciting is like there's a bit of a permanence to your choices.
We could do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
There is a wrong option.
Yeah. And so, like, you can still replay the game, obviously, but it just takes... I mean, we're already getting towards chapter 3 here, and there's a lot of choices we've made that likely have changed or would change the potential ending. So, yeah.
Are we in chapter 2?
I think we're still in chapter 2. We didn't actually get to chapter 3.
I didn't even know we finished at chapter 1. I don't remember seeing a thing for chapter 2.
Oh, maybe you're right. Now that you say that... Because it was
like the headline, the title or whatever thing.
Yeah, because Emma Stone was in the prologue. Yeah, you're right. So I guess you're right. Yeah, I was counting that as chapter 1, so I forgot about that. So yeah, I guess you're right. We're still in chapter 2.
Anyways, let's get this guy.
Let's check.
Let's tell this guy what he needs.
That's good. All right, I can get in trouble for doing this, but I'll check for this Matthew Wallace you mentioned. Andy looks around for a moment, then starts typing on his computer. Soon, he gets a result. Matthew Wallace is alive. He's 42 years old. He still lives in Invernock, Mayberry number 4. All his bills have been paid, but he hasn't been working for the past decade. Strange. He's nowhere to be seen. I've been looking around and found nothing. He's a ghost. We haven't really looked all that hard. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really looked for him yet.
Easy, bud.
He's nowhere to be seen, I guess. He's a ghost!
I mean, if she means it as in, like, he's ghosted, somebody keeps paying for him, but...
Kind of like he's an enigma or something like that.
Yeah, but still, he might take that the wrong way, so... I think
I don't want him, like the UFO thing. No, thank you.
The first one's the most true.
Yeah.
So...
Like, wasn't he labeled missing? What happened to that?
Yeah.
When did... He was missing 10 years ago. When was he not missing suddenly?
Well, let's choose the first one. Let's find out.
Yeah. You should try asking around. A town like this, someone ought to know. Let me tell you this. I'll dig around, see what I can find. I'll get back to you, and I'll give you my personal number in case you find something worth checking out. I hope this isn't more than what it seems, but if it is, we'll get to the bottom of it, I promise you.
Wow. We got an ally in the police force.
That's nuts. Also, that sounded very much like a Owen Wilson wow.
Wow. I
think someone from the police might be involved in the cover-up. I think Callum Douglas might be involved. You should be careful. Good to know someone is doing his job around here. I think the first 3 are important.
I think a direct accusation on Callum might be dangerous.
No.
But saying, look, I do think maybe the police are involved, so...
Right. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, the police report, we could... If he's like, why would you think that? Just be like, let me show you again what you obviously didn't read.
Well, and he already said that he wasn't really all that a part of the report itself. So it was sort of written for him, and he's not really, culpable, I suppose. Technically. Somebody would probably still blame him, but still. He's the fall. I think he's the fall guy, personally. Like, if anything did go wrong, it's like, oh, well, I didn't write this report. That was Calum, or that was what's this guy's name? Alan?
Yeah, it starts with an A. I don't know. Last name Brown.
Right, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is supposed to be the one to get dumped. It's good. That's bad. Anyway, I do think the first one would probably be the best idea.
Yeah.
All right. I really doubt it. It is probably some kind of mistake, but we'll find out. You leave Invernock Police Station after making a new contact. Officer Andy, Andy, not Alan. Officer Andy Brown seems to agree with you that there was something wrong with McLeod's murder case, but he's not ready to swallow the whole conspiracy thing yet. You don't know whether he can be trusted, but your instincts tell you that he doesn't know anything other than what he has told you. There was something about him that showed honesty, and if that's the case, he might get himself in trouble for helping you out. Perhaps you both will. You move away, unsure of what to expect of the future. Dun,
Already.
Dun, dun.
It drizzles. A dense mist seems to be surrounding Invernock.
Dun,
Do we
dun,
investigate?
dun.
Mayberry walk, which is terrifying thought. Wander around the town or call someone. Oh, we should call someone. Who can we call?
Yes. Let's call Alexander.
Alexander?
Yes. Oh, we could also call Anna, but let's call Alexander and be like, yo, this police guy's like, dude, this is messed up.
Yeah. We've got a police officer on our side a little
That's
bit
right.
more, somewhat.
That's right. Oh, didn't we already tell him about Dr. Carl?
Did we?
I'm pretty
Did we
sure
not?
we did. Well, let's do it again, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did do this. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I remember you
All
saying
right.
sheet.
Shit.
No, it's the way you say it. And if you don't like swearing, you don't have to. It's
I know.
Like, it's like just the way you say it, though, is like, shit.
Gosh. Don't roast me. God.
All right, well, that didn't help at all.
Part of it is because I'm doing a accent and then I'm just like, I don't know how to say this.
That's fair. That's fair. Ah, good old roasts. Remind me to send you a couple of really funny roasts later. They're a bunch of Kiwi folks, people from New Zealand that do comedian stuff, and then they do it's like a drinking game or something like that. And they've just recently started doing roasts on top of their dad jokes, so I think you'd find it funny. So again, tangent. Sorry. Let's see.
All right, investigate Mayberry or walk around town, or do we want to call what's her name?
Yeah, let's give her a shout. Maybe she'll.
Detective Inspector Anna Curie. This is Detective Inspector Anna Curie, she says. Detective Curie here, she says.
Why is the option this is getting old?
That's the only option, unless we hang up.
Let's do it. Hell? Let's do it. I think our character would totally just be like, yeah, this is getting old already. Yeah.
Quit introducing yourself like that.
Right.
You know who's calling you.
I surely hope you didn't call me just to comment on my approach on answering unwanted phone calls. She replies, sharper as ever. Hang up. Yes.
Gosh.
I came here to roast you too. Click. Well, that wasn't helpful either. All right. Let's wander around town again. I think that's actually not a bad idea.
Alrighty. Wander around town, see if we notice anything different. Another dollar bill. You drive on the streets of Invernock until you come across peculiar scenes. You park your Villa Corsa by the sidewalk and attentively watch the happening. It is a throng of people on their way out of the Black Kirk. They seem to be leaving a session of preaching. They dress themselves as fancy as they can, but they are unable to get rid of the rural handicap. Old jackets, worn shoes, hats in a style you haven't seen for decades. What strikes you most is not the way they're dressed, however. It is the way they act. Do we get out of the car, keep looking, or leave?
Up to you.
I feel like just keep looking. I'm scared to get out of the car. There's a bunch of cultists.
You can't run over a crowd of people outside of your car.
You need to be able to escape.
They could all be the cultists. Maybe we need to escape. Exactly.
I don't feel safe.
I'm doing it. Let's keep looking. Safe inside your vehicle, you observe the silent people. They don't chit-chat. They don't spout off a single word. They just walk towards their own business in a way that seems to be somewhat unnatural. Some glance at your Vohal Corsa, some try to avoid it. Soon enough, the strange mass of people dissolves amidst the town, and you drive back towards the Angus Hotel, mulling over what bizarre matters could be possibly happening at the Black Kirk. They're drinking the Kool-Aid, people. The cultist Kool-Aid, methinks.
We don't have a lot of options here. Like, we just wandered around town, so I guess it's time to go to Mayberry?
I say we wander around a third time. No, I'm just kidding.
I think...
I'm just trying not to die.
I know, but, I mean... We gotta go there.
I think it makes sense, yeah.
It's time.
It's time. I swear, if we have to make a third character, I'm going to burn this person's book, if there ever was a physical copy. You drive out of Invernock towards Fort William Road, and this town already feels like another place. There's a scarcity of people to be seen, only random figures making their way to and from the local shop. You glance at a pub emanating blue and purple lights just by the Black Church. The rain has stopped. The incipient urban life still gasps and suffocates. Continue to Fort William Road.
Come back soon. Invernock appreciates your stay. The back of the welcoming plaque reads, at the top of the hillock. Looking at the rear mirror, you visualize the faint spots of light that constitute the slumbering town. You drive by the plaque and soon reach the branch to Mayberry Walk. If Invernock were large enough to have an urban area, Mayberry Walk would be the bottom of the suburban. It is the neighborhood nobody calls a slum for reasons nobody can tell. You park your car at its entrance. There is no asphalt on Mayberry Walk, only mud. The 10 or 12 houses are in a dirty, crude state, and the familiar plantations are like graveyards for dying herbs. If this wasn't enough, there's a scarecrow close to the end of the walk, where lies the entrance to a farm of shivering and apathetic sheep. Man, this place was abandoned.
Yeah, it sounds like the whole town or whatever kind of got affected. 10 years have not been kind to Mayberry
No,
Walk.
I don't remember it being this...
It wasn't.
described like this. It had a nice garden outside and everything.
Yep.
So God bless this place. Not really a pretty sight. I must investigate it thoroughly, or there will be some shit going on here.
I think she would say that. She's like,
the last one, yeah.
Somebody's dealing some drugs around here, or on drugs. Like, yeah, I think that makes sense. You recall Alexander telling you about a site named the Lone Moss, Mayberry Walk number 4. Already out of your Valhalla Corsa, you stand right in front of it, an abandoned old house. The fence is crooked and the lawn pathetically overgrown. There are holes in the ceiling, and the single-story building is consumed by rot and moss. How well do you know about civil engineering and building pathology?
A little bit.
A thing or two, I guess? You do?
A thing or two.
I don't know nothing.
A thing or two.
All right. Took a look.
Watch it be like the thing or two that we need to know is like incredibly like involved and not something simple. Basics.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I was just gonna say I didn't think it was a 2-story or a 1-story building.
I know, right? I didn't get that impression either, but I guess we didn't see any stairs when we were in there.
Yeah, that's fair.
It could be multi-story anyways because it's multi-dimensional. It seemed like from the last time we were there. Either that or we were just crazy or high. I don't know. You stand in front of the metal gate. Plaque reads, "The Lone Moss 4." The gate is useless now. You can easily force it and enter the yard. There's a mailbox to your right, and the fence is clearly open on your left. As you notice, that light was turned on in an old cottage on the other side of the street. Oh, also you notice, you can't make out any details from where you are. That's weird that there's the light turned on another side of the street. Like, who else lives up here? Do we force the gate open, check the mailbox, check the damaged fence, or walk to the cottage?
Mail. always steal people's mail. It is in no way a federal offense.
We're stealing people's mail.
It's
Steal their mail.
actually a crime to open the mail.
Yeah.
But,
It's also a crime to put unmarked or postmarked mail in people's mailboxes.
Oh?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You're not supposed to just put a blank letter in someone's mailbox. I'm pretty sure, at least that came up at one point because someone did that in our neighborhood.
Weird.
But then you don't know who did it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Are
check mailbox.
Are we ballsy enough to do it? I'm ballsy enough to do it. Yeah.
I'm trying to get to a point where I get to at least punch someone, so.
At least. For the record, everybody that's watching, this is also the person who wanted to murk a random old dude that we were supposed to get like good information from.
Which guy?
The Carter Rutherford, the doctor, the coroner. He's like, let's kill him. I'm like, jeez. Was it Carter or was it the guy? Was it his brother who owned the tavern, the Hypogean?
His brother at the tavern. I just wanted to kick the door down.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. Only
you wouldn't
mild.
let me do that either.
Yeah. It wasn't good enough to do a break and enter. We had to like do property damage too.
Yeah.
So.
We had to deface property. Yeah. But we didn't.
Yeah. Something tells me that I don't know if we would have actually been able to do Emma Stone for very long without her becoming a criminal. Like, this is the character for you, I think.
Well, yeah, I definitely would love to do another one of these games, just like full force, like chaos mode. 100%.
I love it.
For a whole 30 minutes when my character dies.
That's right. It's good.
Anyways. You open the rusted mailbox. There's nothing inside but cobwebs.
Shucks. All right.
Is there an interest in checking the damaged fence? Why not, right?
Why not? The fence seems to have been forced open to allow a person to crawl through.
That's creepy.
Inspect it further, I guess?
Sure. Do-do-do-do-do.
You kneel down and grab your torch to inspect it closer. You find a torn piece of cloth that fits in your hand. It is a check pattern of blue and brown on a white background. It has slight dark brown stains. It might be old blood. Keep it. Of course we keep it. Why not?
We keep it. Evidence.
Why not? Yeah.
Black and white checkered-ish pattern.
Yeah.
You put the torn piece of cloth inside your pocket. The fence seems to have been forced open to allow a person to crawl through. Leave.
Okay.
That's not like a thing. Yeah, what? Force the gate open or walk to the cottage. Wait, what? Isn't it the same thing? Oh, no, walk to the cottage is across.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do that. Like,
I'm fine with that.
Before we go into this place that killed us last time, let's go.
I agree.
To the cottage.
Anything to avoid death. I like it.
And we know somebody's in there and they're not hiding it. So.
We need a proper, like, don't go over there. They'll kill you. And then
you have to knock 4 times on the back door.
Right. Yeah. I see people going in there all the time, but none come out. You know, something like that. So we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Let's
Give
do
us a reason. Give me a reason, I'll leave. Okay. You approach the cottage across the street. There is a gnome on the soaked grass, and there is a little wooden house for a dog that doesn't seem to be anywhere in sight. A rusted plaque reads 5. Who would give a name to this shit anyways? Approach the door, or get back. Approach the door.
I guess, yeah.
I don't think we would. I don't know what the first one is. Just kind of like
this place. Yeah, that's
a waste.
Yeah, it's just
dialogue.
a weird choice. Yeah. You approach the door, and the light in the upper floor remains turned on. Knock on the door, wait and observe. Turn back to Mayberry Walk 4.
Knock.
Might as well knock.
Why are we here? You knock on the front door. Hesitant steps are heard inside as if someone is descending some stairs. The steps come closer and closer. The door is then opened timidly, and a middle-aged woman appears. She wears a navy blue nightgown, which fails to hide her obesity. Who asked?
Right.
A ginger cat meows and looks at you. curious, behind the woman's thick white legs. Good night. Who are ye? My name's Amelia. I'm a private investigator. My name is River. I'm a reporter. You can call me Miss Nobody and give her $50. Shit. You know, I don't feel like she has tons of money. We found a $100 bill. It's basically free money.
It's true. It's true. My inner dialogue was making jokes, perhaps inappropriate for YouTube. So,
okay. I feel like I don't know. I kind of want to bribe her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm fine with that. She seems really kindly and stuff.
Until she, and if she doesn't take our money, we just put a knife to her throat. Go ahead.
Why would you threaten the old lady? All you need to do is grab her cat.
She's not an old lady. She's middle-aged.
Okay, well.
Oh, that's true though. The cat.
Just grab the cat. You know, put the knife to the cat and be like, "Now tell me." Yeah, we can bribe her if you want. It's up to you.
I'd like to.
All right.
I'd like to try.
She's slowly dragging me down. I was thinking a simple criminal lady who is fine with drug dealing and the odd lie, but bribery is not too far off, I guess.
Bribery is not crazy.
All right, Mrs. And what do you need? What do you want from me? The ginger cat stumbles, backing off from you now. Shh, quiet, kitty. Something like that. I don't know what she would sound like.
I have a ginger cat in my emotes, and it's literally what I named it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the gingerbread cat. Anyways, continue.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, that's hilarious. I actually use that emote a lot. That's like for sure my top 5. When I'm in my top 5 right now. What can you tell me about Matthew Wallace? Since when do you live here? Anything peculiar you saw or heard recently? Is your cat frightened or something? I can't understand a effing thing you're saying. Good night. Matthew Wallace seems the most likely thing we would ask.
Yeah, I mean, it's not weird to ask, like, how long have you lived here? Like,
that's true.
Has she been here this whole time? Like, the past 10 years?
Yeah, maybe she saw Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Since when do you live here?
Since I was born. My mommy and my father died early and left the house to me. Been by myself for a long time now. Just me and Kitty here. That way I like it.
That way I like it. Long time
so
now.
much harder to read it like this instead of just doing an accent.
Been myself for a long time now. So like
new.
New. I think that's probably what it is, like new.
Yeah, right. They do pronounce with the ooh sound. Anyways. Yeah. Okay, so she's lived here the entire time.
Okay.
So yeah, we can ask about Matthew now.
Sounds good. Who are
you
talking about? Who are you talking about a bit? Perhaps this will make you remember him.
Bruh, I don't think that's necessarily...
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she's hiding? I don't know.
Man, don't you remember the lad who disappeared 10 years ago? Bless you. Gesundheit.
Thanks. I feel like we want to specify the first one's better because we specify, like, he was your neighbor?
Yeah.
Disappeared?
So the first one?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean him. But that's a keen bit this chill. He lived there on Dene. I don't know. And for the last decade, his hem have been mostly abandoned apart from a body toes breaking. I have no idea what that said.
I don't know what the first part said. The last part, though, I feel like is most important, and I understood that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Basically, somebody...
He lived there. I think she says he lived there and then he didn't.
Pretty much.
And for the last decade, it's mostly been abandoned apart from a body or 2 break-ins.
Oh,
What?
okay. Fair enough. So a few break-ins. Anything in particular you saw or heard recently? That makes sense.
I've seen much with those bunny and oh my god, I mind all the years, yeah. But nothing that bothers me so much is those kids for fuck up in those weird class and gang to whose number fit the body abandoned.
Interesting.
What the
So it
hell?
sounds like there's a bunch of, gang people who go over to number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
What,
sure.
Or what do they do? Or yeah, describe them. What? We'll start with that.
It angers me just to think about them. Sick a good way to ruin my mood. This kind of conversation in a kitty. I would tell you this: they come to the La Mans for a damned university. Is your cat frightened? Okay, so basically, yeah, you got a bunch of people, a bunch of kids from the university or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess I really want to say the second one.
I know, right? I can't understand anything. Although I do understand some stuff.
I guess we could say the cat thing. Yeah.
Yeah. He just is this way. Likes to mail. Is his way same means he doesn't say half what he knows. Fuck. Sikachiki wee beastie. And then after we asked her everything, now we say, by the way, we didn't understand anything you just said.
It's true though. You want to say it?
Yeah.
Do it. Will you gab funny tomato and a stoner time understander with you, stranger? So how about you just get on with my maybe, eh? Something like that. Oh man, it's brutal. I didn't think I was that bad at it. I never thought of myself as bad at accents, but force the gate open? We're just gonna go straight to that? All right. Sounds good. Crack it open.
All right, so we're going to the Mons now.
Yeah.
The gate resists and cries like a living thing. Putting it aside, you walk into the waist-long lawn of the Lone Manse. The facade of the house is decrepit, the door is ajar, and one of the front windows is shattered. Should we walk around the lawn, check out the window, turn back to Mayberry Walk, or walk to the front door? Check the window, maybe? I don't know.
Sure.
That's the first thing in front of us.
You walk through the dense grass to inspect the shattered window. Your first impression was that someone might have thrown a rock at it. There's some broken glass on the outside, indicating that the blow came from the inside. Ah, see, I was going to say that. Walk around the lawn.
Yeah. At first, there's not much to see here besides untidy grass. Then you notice a rectangular frame almost hidden by it. Lying on the ground adjacent to the broken window. It's an old painting. This piece of art is a blurry mess of colors. You can't tell if it was the exposure to the rain that did this, or it just came out of the mind of a pretentious genius. Well, time to go to the front door, I guess. I
guess so. I swear, if I hear, like, ocean sounds again, or whatever, or water sounds. Fish sounds, yeah, that's it. Like, what do fish sound like? Like, I don't know, like...
Wait. I got it. I'm a fish.
I'm a fish.
I'm a fish.
I'm gonna play the Monty Python skit where it's like, fishy, 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 fish. Where has that little fish gone? Anyway, you have to look it up. It's a good time.
I love Monty Python.
Monty Python, Meaning of Life, absolutely out of control movie, but hilarious.
Literally, the other day I picked up I'm building a house, right? And I found 2 big rocks, and someone called me over, and I literally flopped over. The rocks, like the coconuts.
Yes. Yes. Oh, so good. Quest for the Holy Grail was... That's just the French guys, you know. You and your silly nuggets. It's like, oh my god. We played that on audio like all the time, like just original audio tracks and stuff. So good. All right, walk to the front door. Tangent.
Yeah, right?
You walk towards the Lone Moss's front door. It is slightly ajar, and there is an old door knocker representing a man with somewhat demonic features. Cool.
All right.
Put your ear...
Kick the door open. I'm just kidding. Inspect the door knocker, knock on the door, put your ear onto the door, open the door, or kick the door open. I want to put my ear to the door again.
Really? Okay. Put your ear to the door.
Yeah, do we hear the fish again?
Carefully, you put your ear on the door. You can only hear the faint noise of water dripping somewhere inside. Okay, well, it's not as bad as fish. You hear fish. What does that mean?
Bloop. Bloop.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Bubbles. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Okay. We can look at the door knocker a little bit.
Sure.
Inspect it. I want to see what it says. It is a metallic doorknob, probably made in bronze. Apart from its ominous tone, there is nothing peculiar about it. There are no visible signs that it has been used in the previous days.
All right. Shall we open the door?
Yeah.
I don't know if we should kick it yet.
It said it was ajar, anyways.
Yeah. Open the door. The door mourns open. You enter a foul-smelling wet room. There are dusted paintings hanging on the walls. A door to your right and another to your left. Straight ahead, a corridor stretches itself into darkness. There is a round wooden table at the center of the room, a broken vase with the dry remnants of flowers lying next to it. You can also see a rotten, moldy sofa. Above you, in the ceiling, you can hear the dip, dip, dip sound of dripping water. Probably a leak somewhere. Check the paintings, inspect the floor, open the right door, open the left door, walk into the corridor, or leave the Lone Moss.
Yes to all the above.
Agreed. Let's just start from the top, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Check the paintings. You look at the paintings on the wall. There are 3 of them, and a blank space where one should have been not long ago. Just like before.
Yeah. I'll just buzz through here, see if they're any different. Shows a field of yellow flowers that stretch all over the front scenery. In the distance, there are mountains and a set of trees. Arising from amidst the mountains, there is an outline of a castle in gray-yellowish tones, unlike any stone you've ever seen. I don't remember this, actually.
It's the same. I remember it.
Number 2.
It depicts a muddy road crossing a field of grass, leading to a pink house in the background. Behind the house, the Highlands. The characteristic peaks arise and seem to touch the sky. You notice that the mountains are painted in an unusual hue of blue light, and they are shaped in a way that makes them resemble enormous waves as if they're about to consume the entire place. Abstract art, right? The piece isn't signed.
Another depiction of the idyllic countryside. There's a fenced farm and an overcast sky above. On the right corner, there is a squirrel that seems to be trying to enter a hole, and on the left, there are some Highland cattle. In the distance, a tree next to the house appears to have something hanging from it, but its form is blurred. Could be anything, from a tire to a person. There is no signature on the piece.
I remember the squirrel
It's the squirrel.
being in the painting. I do remember that.
Right.
You check the blank space, and there you hear Taylor Swift singing. Anyways, that's not what it says. Because if you don't know, she has a song called Blank Space. Anyways, another painting was hanging from here, but it was taken. Strange. As you expected, you notice that the spot just to its right also had a painting, probably many years ago. There's a faint discoloration, but the most evident sign of this is the hole where a nail used to be, horizontally aligned with the other paintings. Inspect the floor.
The floor! Suddenly became Germans instead of Scots. You kneel down and, with your torch, you try to make out any clue on the floor. It is muddy and cracked, the broken tiles under the pestilent carpet exposed. Pestilent. Interesting. Sorry, I was just thinking about the meaning of pestilence and how that probably doesn't really apply to a carpet, but anyway. It's like diseased-ridden, I suppose. I suppose you could say it that way, but it's an odd way to describe a carpet. Anyway, you try to distinguish any footprints. Moldy, yeah. You try to distinguish any footprints among the uncountable traces of dirt, but to no avail. As you realize the whole room was left to this decaying state, it is useless to continue inspecting the floor. To the right, or the left, or the center.
To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. You turn the doorknob of the right door, and it opens with relative ease. As you step into the room, you grasp that the dust here appears to be less thick. It is a large, dark, and rectangular room. You quickly realize why there isn't much dust here. Look at the skull. What?
Lying in the center of the room, there's a human skull in the middle of a circle made of burned branches. The skull is still of a yellowish hue, devoid of paintings or burns. There are 2 symbols painted in red on the opposite walls. Besides that, there is a old wooden dinner table on the left end of the room, and an old cupboard and shuttered windows. There's a bin by the cupboard. Finally, something fun. Well, nothing new about this place. Damned cultists! This is disturbing. I'm out of here.
I was trying to look for my skull that I have, but I didn't. I put it somewhere farther away from here, so I can't reach it.
There's a mask that you can get, kind of like an overhead mask that's of like a wolf kind of skull. And you can actually attach it to the bottom of your jaw so that when you talk, the actual wolf skull talks. I really want to get cool that and then like get a couple of antlers and put like, stick them in there, probably screw them on or something like that so they're nice and tight. And
that'd be fun.
Have that as my main kind of persona. Because I do have like an animated version of the Zelazel, but it'd be cool to actually have something to play in.
Physical? Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Anyway.
Finally, something fun! Let's keep positive.
Okay. I'm doing it. I'm going to go with your personality on this one.
Almost nothing matters what we say unless we say, I'm out of here. You are in this old tea room. Inspect the ritual place, the cupboard, the bin, the table, the symbols on the walls, the windows, or walk back to the entrance. I want to look at the symbols first, but obviously we're going to look at everything probably.
Sure.
I'm interested most in the symbols though.
Symbols. What's the
Are they the
symbolism
same
of that? 2 painted symbols are facing each other. One of them, an agglomerate of geometrical shapes, is painted just beside the door. The other, which roughly resembles an eye, is to the left of the cupboard. They don't remind you of anything particular, but from the smell and the texture, it indicates that they were made with something like a cheap paint. You are in the old tea room. Ritual?
All right. Yeah.
Ritual!
There is the figure of a human skull in the center of a ritual place. Surrounding it, there is a thick circle made of burned branches. The old carpet floor appears to have some markings on it. Examine the skull, check the branches, assess the floor.
Let's
Yes.
look at the floor first.
Okay.
The floor is blackened and thick, full of small burning marks like the ones a lit cigarette would make. There's nothing peculiar about it, apart from what seems to be the remnants of a joint. Ooh, good shit. From the smell of it. There is a figure of a human skull at the center of the ritual. Surrounding it is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we got that. Examine... I feel like reverse for some reason.
Okay.
Check the
That's
branches.
You walk around the wooden circle and now analyzing it with your torch. All of the branches have been burned black. After a few seconds investigating the circle, though, you find a hint of something white buried among the branches. Inspect.
Mm-hmm. You kneel by the branches and try to grasp whatever the white thing is. You take the remnants of a white sheet of paper. You can read something on it. V equals 1.5 L equals 1.5 multiplied by 10 minus 3 m to the third. Interesting. Perhaps?
So we got a volume and we got a...
No, that'd be velocity. That'd be later, maybe.
Oh, I was thinking, yeah. No,
No, it can't be velocity.
L?
Well,
I was thinking V volume and L for liter. Oh, L is not have to do with my bad. I see L equals okay. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, so, then what's the units on 1.5?
L equals 1.5 times 3 times 10 minus 3 meters cubed.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna write it down.
yeah, do it.
I don't like that.
Isn't velocity like a capital V? That's why I was thinking velocity, but maybe it's a...
I don't know if it... I mean, there's a lot of things that get used in equations that could be a capital V.
Yeah. I'm more of a physics guy, so I tend towards thinking physics stuff. I'm not very good at any other science, frankly, and especially math, but I do understand how things fit together, like E equals MC squared, all that stuff. And that's why I was thinking MC is... Oh,
yeah.
no, so this would be mass then. If this was a physics thing, then that would be mass.
That's true.
But why would you
cube mass? Mass is already dimensional or three-dimensional. Yeah.
Weird. It's weird. Anyway. Good to know. I assume you wrote it down.
I did.
All right. Examine the skull.
Yes, finally. As you approach the skull, you start to find it quite intriguing. Although not showing any signs of burn or damage, it has some gross and poorly defined features. I don't think we want to touch it.
I don't feel like touching the skull is something she would do.
Nah.
Ooh, poke.
Yeah.
No, it just doesn't.
She's just like, that's there.
Yeah.
It was used for some ritual stuff.
Yeah.
I see that. Let's go now. Moving on.
Yeah, let's not touch. No touchy. You'll no touchy. Go back. All right, let's just go through the cupboard.
Mm-hmm. You open the cupboard, the old wood creaking. At first glance, there's nothing inside but dust.
I'll look closer just because I can.
Yeah.
After a close inspection with your torch, you find something in the lowermost drawer. 3 crushed cans of Tenants. Turning them upside down, you find ashes and the shrunk corpse of a cigarette. You are in this old tea room. Okay. Somebody's been smoking as they've been doing the devil's lettuce as well as, worshipping some crazy skull. Awesome.
Yeah.
Standing beside
the
sorry,
cupboard.
You're good.
Standing beside the cupboard, there is an old metal bin filled with decades-old litter and dust. Around it, a few smashed beer cans as if someone tried to throw it in there and missed. Well, that's exciting. Let's check the contents, I guess, since we can, right?
Why not? Ooh. Carefully inspecting what is lying inside the bin, you find something that is not decades old. It is not even a month old. It is a receipt from a place named Gillen's. It was dated 2 weeks ago, and by the end of the receipt, there is an address: College Road 5, Invernock. Chicken and curry pie, $3.50. Earn brew can, $2, totaling $5.50. You take it just in case.
Cool.
Okay.
So we have evidence that someone's been here recently, at least.
Indeedly doodly.
Show the policeman, if nothing
To
else.
the policeman, look at this. It's a receipt. Go get him.
Then he's gonna be like, yeah, I told you someone was living there. He pays his bills. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Inspect the
table.
There's nothing on the table apart from dirt and circular marks. Perhaps what one could find from cold, wet glasses being left on top of it. And we're still in the old tea room.
Windows. There is nothing unusual about the shuttered windows. The screens are made of thick hardwood, even though the material is now entirely consumed and frail. There are no signs of disturbance on any of the windows. You notice something on the ground by a window, however. It seems in the distance to be a collection of red dust. Why not? Take a look.
Mm-hmm. As you look closer, you notice that it is sort of red clay or mud. You can visualize the rough shape of a pair of shoes. Perhaps this is the site where the cultists left their shoes for whatever reason. You're in this old tea room. All right, well, back where we came from.
To the left, to the left.
Everything you need is in the box to the left.
You turn the doorknob of the left door, but it appears to be jammed. Pushing the door a little, it doesn't budge. This might be where you want to kick it in.
Wait, you shouldn't kick the door.
Kick it. All right, we're gonna actually do something violent because
Let's kick the door.
Allie's clearly a little repressed or something. She needs to destroy shit.
For this stupid house that killed possibly Emma Stone.
That's right. That's why we're repressed. We're 10 years repressed here.
Right? You aim a kick at the door and it is destroyed open. With a bit more effort, you can make your path to what you visualize as an old compact bedroom, replenished of fungi and rust.
Okay.
Enter the room. Why would we push the door open?
I don't know.
We just destroyed it. It's in 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, that's right. We kung fu kicked that thing to heaven, so it's dust. It's dust into the room. Your airways are congested by the almost unbearable state of the room. You can barely recall entering a place so abandoned before. The first clear thought you have in this mess is, this place certainly contrasts with everything else in the house. Regardless of whoever used this place as their peculiar haven, be it madmen or druggies, this room was left untouched. Someone had locked it from the outside and kept the key. Someone had locked it from the inside and somehow escaped the room. Someone might still be here. This place is cursed. So we're trying to deduce what happened here?
Yeah. I did just realize that, like, it could have been college students that were drinking and everything and left the receipt.
Right, yeah. It could be.
This is a hangout. Anyways,
I mean, the only thing that really makes sense is 1 or 3 in my mind.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to be like how would we know by now that someone escaped the room?
The only one that makes sense is because it's so decrepit. Unless the person's dead, then why would there be anybody still here? In which case, technically, they're not still here. They've passed on.
Mm-hmm.
So, 1?
Yeah. You find yourself inside the small abandoned bedroom. There are layers of dust covering virtually everything. The only window is inaccessible due to wooden shutters. There is a bed, an empty wardrobe, and a closed cupboard. Check underneath the bed?
Check them all.
Investigate the window, open
That's
the
right.
cupboard. Yep.
That's right. Kneeling on the creaking floor, you look under the bed with your torch and see only cobwebs. All right. The wardrobe.
You examine... Wait, did you read that?
Nope.
Okay. You examine the inside of the wardrobe, finding nothing at all. You also inspect around it, behind it, again to no avail. Whoever left this room made sure to take all their belongings with them. All right.
Cupboard. You open the cupboard, and there's only nothing but a graveyard of dust inside, apparently.
Take the drawers out.
Take the drawers out. Hell yeah. Ugh.
Oh.
You take them out and surprisingly find a picture of, at the bottom of the cupboard, covered in dust and probably forgotten for years. Is that the same? Is that William? No, that's not William. It is an old picture of a man and a woman in what seems to be a university campus. They're both young and happy. Look on the back.
The back of the photo reads, Matt, thank you for visiting me in Dundee. I'll soon be graduated. It's so exciting. We'll always be together no matter the distance. I know you'll always be there for me during these bad times. Joanne!
The thought plickens. I mean, the plot thickens.
So Matthew Wallace and Joanne were good friends from way back.
And that they would always be together. Interesting. Wonder what that means. Maybe it means nothing. Maybe they're just friends.
Or maybe her baby,
Sus!
Yeah, I know.
I guess we'll find out.
Well, regardless of the whirlwind of thoughts inside your head right now, you can assure yourself of one thing. You'll keep this damned photo with you. You keep staring at the message and at the photo and back at the message again.
Matthew Wallace and Joanne McLeod. So the plot thickens. That's so funny that they said that. Did Alexander know about this? Joanne is involved in this shit. The victim herself. It's too early to jump to conclusions. I don't know what to make of this. It's actually not a bad conclusion, or at least a supposition, to think that Joanne was involved in the cult or something to the degree that...
Yeah.
That...
My first thought was like, yeah, did Alexander really not know that they knew each other?
Yeah. Interesting, I must say.
I mean, I think either one's fine, though. Because we're just thinking to ourselves.
What would our character say? I kind of feel like she would actually say the plot thickens, just because it's almost snarky. So the plot thickens.
Sure, that's fine too. It's true, true enough.
I want to say it because I said it. So
the plot thickens.
Let's do it. Okay, that's it.
And back we go.
All right.
Time to walk the corridor, question mark?
There's a chance to leave. We could leave.
I don't know, because we have found some evidence. We could come back here, you know?
We could. It's up to you. Let's go in. At least into the corridor. If it gets too dangerous, we'll back it.
Okay.
We do have a gun where we didn't have a gun before.
Oh yeah, doesn't it show that in our stats?
I don't know. Let's find out. Yep. Weapon, yes. Colt 1911.
You feel like someone or something is watching you.
Well, that's probably because the lady across the street probably is watching us. All right. Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay.
Gun out.
Guys, Zell's gonna get us killed.
Balls to the wall. What are you talking about? You're the one who kicked the door.
Yeah, the door. The door wasn't gonna kill us. I say, and then a trap gets set off and like
Right?
spear hits
Exactly. Exactly. Let's do it. Let's do it. As soon as you aim your torch at the hallway, you see that it would be impossible to walk through it. It is obstructed by parts of the ceiling and walls that crumble down, with chunks of stone and wood piled on. Investigate it further anyway.
Yeah.
The debris.
The debris probably indicates that parts of the house have collapsed due to weak structures. By the state of the so-called low months, you're impressed the rest of it didn't fall as well. Fair enough.
Well, let's go back. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we leave. Sweet. We didn't die. I'm happy. I'm actually happy.
Someone's waiting for us outside.
Right. You leave Mayberry Walk, not only knowing how this Matthew Wallace looked like, but also that he had some relationship with Joanne McLeod in the past. That probably means you already know more than the former investigator, which might not be that much. At least I'm still around. I'll find out what happened to her, too. This town is creeping me out already.
I feel like I should say the first one.
Yeah, at least I'm still here.
I'm still alive. I don't
Classic
know about her, but...
narcissist. I like it. No, I'm just kidding.
Some things are still in your mind about the clues you found on Mayberry Walk 4, though. It's time to make some deduction.
Deduce.
What caused one of the front windows to shatter?
An object thrown from inside, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally gave us that answer.
Yeah.
This absolutely makes sense. There was this painting on the grass, and its position, plus the shattered glass outside the window, makes it clear that it was thrown from inside. The window was broken when the painting was thrown out. Why was the object thrown?
Obviously not someone trying to enter. That doesn't make any sense.
Possibly to escape. Possibly there was a fight.
Yeah, we didn't really... Was it the painting that got thrown?
Yeah.
I don't know why someone would pick that up in a fight. It's a setup thing. I don't...
Yeah, I mean, escape seems the only really logical position.
Yeah.
Like you said, why would you throw it in a fight?
Yeah.
Made the
That
correct
seems
deductions.
to be correct.
Study in glass.
Oh,
We
I
had
saw
an
the
achievement
achievement
there.
thing, kind of.
Yeah. That seems to be correct. Someone threw one of the paintings from inside of the window and escape. From inside the window and escape. But why? What happened inside there that could make someone so desperate to get out? And why couldn't this person use the door? You feel pretty confident that you have deduced things correctly about the window damage. Other than that, there's nothing to deduce right now. You decide to move on, leaving Mayberry Walk behind. You head back to the Angus Hotel. Invernock is silently asleep, the noise of your vehicle being the only disturbance and in the calm atmosphere. You park your car in the same spot you had before. There are no rooms lit, and now, in addition to the blue van you saw a few hours back, there is also a black Octavia parked. Its windows are shaded with a dark tint. Oh,
Inspecty. It's dark. We can inspect everything.
Yeah, let's do it. Inspect. What's an Octavia?
There is actually someone inside the black Octavia. The very instant you decide to approach the vehicle, its engine suddenly starts and its headlamps shine in the darkness. The car growls and makes a quick turn on the street, disappearing after the corner. It is probably hopeless to try to catch whoever it was. It had a British license plate, but you didn't have the time to consider writing it down or taking a picture. But you surely have your way around the streets. You paid attention to the first letter of the plate, S for Scotland. For a few seconds more, you keep staring at the empty corner, considering what the hell just happened. Sus!
More
Let's inspect
sus.
the blue van again.
Sussery. I would not stay at this hotel now.
Right?
But it doesn't give us a chance, so... Do we want to inspect the blue van as well?
Only if we want to inspect it further than we already did. If you want to be more invasive.
I feel like... I don't know.
The blue van's not nearly as suspicious as the car we just saw, so, I mean,
Are cultists going to have pink fuzzy dice in their rearview mirror?
I don't know, Zell. I don't know any cultists.
You know what? I've known cultish-like people before. I don't think they were really in a cult, but I know them. And they're weird. And fuzzy, but they're not fuzzy pink dice weird. They're like...
Okay.
You know, they're like, oh, I'm going to, like, eat salmon on a park bench raw with, you know, Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire?
Like, that, yeah. And then, you know, but like also dressed in like a suit and tie with like a bowler's cap on, you know, that kind of weird.
Gotcha.
That was just so rad. I just pulled all of that out.
I
wasn't referencing anything. I just randomly said random shit. Anyway, let's just enter the hotel is my point.
All right. You unlock the front door with the key you were given. Stepping inside the entrance hall, the reminiscent warmth of the fire wears off the bone-freezing cold from the outside. As there is always a light turned on, you realize that there is no one to be seen around here. Only the occasional thump noises can be heard coming from the upper floor. Someone is having fun tonight, you think, exhausted.
See, perfectly. See, cultists don't do that. They don't thump unless it's Anyway.
Walk to your room.
Yes.
Go to your room.
Go to your room, exactly. You reach room number 5, the first on the second floor. You struggle for a second to insert the key in the dimness of the corridor, but you eventually manage to do it. The door to your personal haven is open. Before you can even think about it, you sit on your bed, the tension of your body slowly fading out. All of your items are positioned in the way you left them, and through the window you can observe the quiet town in its picturesque slumber. You reckon you should take a look at this Blair Lemnock College at some point. Not until morning, though. For now, you are so tired that your only choice is to join the town in its sleep. Lay down and sleep.
We're just gonna lay down and sleep? What?
I guess. Totally
all right.
Not disturbed by the person likely sketching us out, but yeah.
You dream of driving at high speed towards Glasgow, a black Octavia on your heels. Alexander is with you. Strangely, he doesn't seem to be worried about it. It's probably the first time you see him looking calm. Doesn't look like himself. Can't you see we're being followed? Are you with them? Who the hell are they?
What would she say in her dream?
I mean, just I don't know why we would ask him these questions other than the one like,
right.
Can't you see we're being followed? Why are you calm? Like, that's what makes most sense to me.
Yeah, that's fair. Hello, McFly. Think, McFly, think. He just smiles at that. Aren't we always? You should be used to it by now. You instinctively turn to look at Alexander. He is still a mess of wild hair and beard, blonde and gray. Then you turn your eyes back to the road, and there's a fucking crow about to hit the window of your car. You wake up with your skin clammy, breathing heavily. Through the window, it is a gray and foggy day. Go to Blair Lemnock College, or wander around the town, or call someone. I feel like I'm up to like...
I didn't realize you couldn't hear me. I said that I thought that we should call someone and let them know what we found at Mayberry.
Sure. Yeah, we could call the officer Andy.
Yeah, I think we should.
I think so.
So we broke into this house. No, more like we went to Mayberry. Nobody can be living there.
That's right. We talked to the lady, and she said that people were over there all the time, but when we looked in, it was all busted up and stuff. We didn't go in, or if we did go in, it was ajar, and we went in because we were concerned, and it wasn't a break-in and enter, because that's not nice. And that's exactly how the conversation will go.
Wait, the door was open. We didn't break and enter.
That's what I said. We didn't technically break and enter.
Yeah. I forgot
the door was already kicked open on the second, and the door.
Well,
on the
that one doesn't count.
Literally broke something to get in, so
but
by definition.
We were already on property. You tried to call Officer Andy, whom you met at the Invernock police station. His phone seems to be dead.
His phone or the officer?
Man's is dead already. We need to make a body count.
Right? Why does everybody I get close to leave me? You mean they all die? It's the same difference. Let's wander around the town first. Or we could call... Actually, we could call Alexander or Anna.
Yeah.
Let's call Alexander. I don't know. So far, Anna has not been helpful at all. She's just,
Yeah, she literally didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
Alexander should be interested. He soon picks up the phone. Tell him what we learned. Tell him about the picture. We already did the first one. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It is her and... Oh, sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. It's technically your turn.
It is her and that Matthew Wallace, isn't it? What have they done to them? How is he involved? You've got to find the truth about this. A wee bit of patience, Alexander. Dang. You will find out, don't worry. This case is old. It won't be easy to solve. It's not some kind of... Or I'm not some kind of fucking medium, Don't say anything.
Son. Damn. Chill.
I like how the first one, she says wee bit
of patience, Alexander.
It's like making fun of him.
Yeah. I like the third one because it's almost like she's hinting, what if there's a little extra money involved? Maybe I could get it solved a little faster,
Yeah.
It's your choice, whichever one.
I don't really see a better option for the most part.
So, which one?
This case is old.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. Well, that was a whole lot of usefulness right there.
Yeah. All right. Well, hang up. At least we let them know.
Yeah.
I don't think what's-her-name would be interested in anything like that, so...
No.
To the college. Let's see what these college kids are up to these days.
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead.
You park your Bohol Corsa at the college's car park. You step out of it and walk towards the Blair Lemnock College, the modern building being apparently based on stereotypical American college. It composes a stark paradox with the old and bland buildings in Invernock, as it is made of bright orange bricks and a massive opulent clock looms above the main entryway. The gardens are orderly combinations of trees, benches, and floral arrangements that surround the main building.
Walk the entrance. You arrive at the Blair Lemnock College courtyard. There's a fountain at its center with a boy in a leather jacket smoking alone. A group of 2 young men and a girl sit around a circular table, talking and laughing enthusiastically. Near the college entrance, a man in a tweed suit appears to be texting someone on his mobile phone. Across a street facing the Seanlock, there's a black and white cabin with a plaque reading Gillen's.
Oh.
Interesting. There's a single employee there, and there are no customers sitting at the tables placed in front of it. If you approach the place, you will grasp the scent of sweetened coffee and mince pie. Approach the young man in a leather jacket. Approach the group of young people. Approach the man in the tweed suit. Or approach the college's main entrance. Or just go to Gillen's.
I feel like we want to talk to the young kids first, see like if they know something about, you know, making that place a hangout.
Yeah, I like it.
Hi, youth, children.
Indeed. Sketchy youngins.
You come closer to a table where the 3 students are gathered. The 2 boys stare at you curiously, but the girl has her back to you and keeps talking, unaware of your presence. And then she was like, "At least he wore a condom. Can you believe it? Like, really?" Her friends motion their heads towards you, and she finally turns around, reddening her freckled face. "Hey kids, care for a few questions? What's up, crew? How's it going? Excuse me, I'm investigating a crime. Would you care to answer some questions?"
What's up, crew? Yo, homie G's. How's it kicking?
How are the kids today? Oh, God, it's so bad.
Shucks.
I feel like the first one is like, why don't we just go up to them and say, "What's up?" or "How's it going?" They don't know us, so either the first or the last one. It just depends on how I want to come off.
It's up to you.
Because I feel like if we say the last one, it's going to scare them away.
Yes. Maybe.
So maybe the first one.
We are kind of busy right now, so the blonde man says, giving you his best shit-eating grin. Oh, we do have that extra 50 from the, This is important. I'm investigating a crime. Come on, just some questions. Make it worth your time. College kids will always take money, for the record.
Right?
So
Why not?
What's up, Doc?
What we got all this money for, if not to bribe people?
Yeah,
huh?
It's free money. It's not our money. Make it worth your time.
The boy wearing a red cap takes the money from you with a dumb smile on his face, but his female friend quickly snatches the note from him. "What is this about?" the girl asks. "It's an old case about a murder, probably more than one, actually. A series of murders and disappearances that happened in Invernock. I can't tell you that, but it's important." I feel like the second one.
But what if she's a cultist?
Then we kill her.
Okay. A series of murders and disappearances. Just like, she just won me over already. It's like, yeah, let's just kill anybody. I'm done.
Well, she's a cultist.
I'm down. I said it. I'm perfectly cultist. It's like, what's that? What was that from? Anyway, sorry. I'm thinking of a movie that reminds me of Bad Guy or something like that. It's usually yeah, a series of murders and disappearances that happened on Invernock. I'm pretty sure it was meant to, but yeah. All right. What do you want to ask about exactly?
How would we show them the picture and ask if they recognize them? It's an old picture. I feel like ever been to Mayberry Walk 4? Or maybe, do you know a man named Matthew Walsh? I don't know. Both of those are good questions.
Let's say we only have one question. Which one would we ask?
Mm-hmm. Third one.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best.
"I don't even know what that is," the blonde chap says. "Isn't that place on the hills, Fort William Road? Only beggars and freaks there now," the other boy comments. "Oh no, never been there." "Me neither," compliments the girl.
All right.
The first one or the scrap of cloth, do you think?
Well, if they said they've never been there, then the cloth just makes sense. I think the picture, because they're not going to know a guy named Matthew Wallace, but they might recognize his picture even if he's older.
Okay. That's true. It's a small town, anyways.
Yeah. The image passes from hand to hand, the three of them analyzing the faces of young Matthew and young Joanne. No one recognizes them. This photo is quite old, isn't it? In it, weren't even, I don't know, born by this time. The blonde young man says, "Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're good."
So, all right.
Might as well ask the other two.
Yeah. No, the girl and one of the boys answers, but the other boy starts, "Wait, isn't that the warrior from Braveheart?" "No, you hopeless moron, that's William Wallace." "Eric, he's a national hero. How did you ever get past second grade?" The girl replies, "Took me a great deal of effort, I don't know. Anyway, we don't know him, no."
Alright, well, it's just...
I don't think they know anything.
Yeah, they took a look at the cloth, shrugging, denying. They appear to be sincere. Thanks.
Alright.
Jacket man, tweed suit dude.
Oh, he's in a leather jacket. That means he's up to no good, and he's probably breaking in and drinking in places, right?
He's a shisty shyster, as they say. Nobody says that but me, anyway.
No, I was like, I don't think I've ever heard that.
I'm literally the only person who says it. Okay. Sorry.
We can go to Gillen's.
We actually have some evidence there anyway, so let's do that. Yeah.
Gillen's is the minimalist local conception of a college cafe. It is a squared white cabin with a counter and a shop display, and there is also room for anybody to walk inside and search through the newspapers, magazines, and treats. White and black tables and chairs are positioned in front of it, all of them vacant at the moment. There is a single male employee with the expression of someone who is underwhelmed by boredom. The words Gillen's is on top of the building are written in courier style, and the big displayed menu resembles a code being written. It is the nearest a cafe went to what? An iPhone.
Sure.
Okay. Let's just talk to the employee.
Yeah, let's just go there first. Hello and welcome to Gillen's. His tone is the pinnacle of boredom. Oh, sorry. Hello and welcome to Gillen's. His tone is the pinnacle of boredom. What can I do for you? Hello. I need help with some questions I have. I'm investigating a murder. I need answers. Perhaps so you need money. Deal. Bribe him with $50. Hey mate, I'm new in town. Could you help me with some questions? Does Steve Jobs know about this place or something? Shut up and listen, you effing hipster. Wow.
The hell? I feel like he's bored, so maybe the first one he'd just be like, "Oh."
Yeah, that sounds good.
You know?
Yeah, let's pique his interest. Yeah, I like
it. He has nothing better to be doing. Oh, a murder, you say? The employee looks at you, perhaps concerned, maybe just annoyed. Your coffee's really bad.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good follow-up.
You suck.
What can you tell me on Mayberry Walk? Matthew Wallace, you know him? What is this place, Gillen's? Have you heard or seen anything weird in the past week? Is there anything to do at all in this town? Do you know them? Found this, is it yours? What's the last or the other options? Remember who bought this? Ever heard about people performing fake satanic rituals here? Let's just remember who bought this first.
Yeah. Because it's got no context. He takes a look at the receipt. A receipt from 2 weeks ago? Where did you get this? I'll answer yours if you answer mine.
Yeah.
In an abandoned house on Mayberry Walk, it fell from the pocket of a suspect. Talk about something else. Yeah, I think the first one makes sense.
Fine, yeah. Right, we sell a lot of those. That's why we are out of stock. But 2 weeks ago, I don't know, could be anybody. And you tell him where you found it, and he just shrugs.
Hmm.
Mm,
You show him the piece of cloth, maybe?
sure.
A torn piece of cloth. He seems to be partially surprised, partially offended. Well, it's not mine. Whatever you have that for.
Mm.
Okay,
Maybe what can you tell me on Mayberry Walk?
sure.
Mayberry Walk, that's the place on top of the hill, branching from Fort William Road. Well, I know some types go there to do drugs and whatnot. My bit, Invernock's source of marijuana comes from there. He rests a dubious face as if brooding over whether he did the right thing by telling you that. I don't think she cares.
Pretty sure she doesn't, except maybe to get her next supply.
Yeah. Maybe heard or seen anything weird than last week. Most of these questions are not super useful.
Yeah. Besides the strange folks that come and go from the college? Nah, I haven't. Interesting. Well, could you elaborate? Anything to do at this town? What is this place? Killings, Matthew Wallace, no. I mean, we could try the satanic ritual stuff.
Sure.
Why not?
You know anything about satanic rituals? Look, do we want some answers? He looks at you strangely as if deciding whether you were telling a joke. Fake satanic rituals, he laughs. Why would anyone do this around here? No. I'm born in Invernock and never heard or seen anything of the sort, no. The closest thing to this is Ria's Rock. But those were Celtic rituals, you know? Thanking the fire for being hot and water for being wet, silly stuff like that. And that was ages ago. Now we worship proper things like celebrities and smartphones. Alright. What can you tell us about this, Ria's?
We did read about it briefly.
Right. So we know it exists.
Nothing you can't see for yourself. Go there if you're curious, but there's nothing to see but an old ugly rock and perhaps some couples making out. It's not that far from here. Your coffee still sucks, Matthew Wallace. Might as well show him I doubt he's going to see anything about Matthew Wallace and Joanne, but...
I wouldn't show him the photo. I would just ask him if he knows them, maybe. Or if he knows Matthew Wallace.
Matthew Wallace, yeah.
He puts his hand on his chin pensively. The name's not strange. May have heard it once or twice. Maybe when I was a wee lad. But not recently, no. This is useless.
Yeah, I think we should just go.
Yeah.
Thank you, bye. Approach the young man in the jacket or the man in the tweed suit. I think if we did the tweed suit guy, he might know the photo.
Possibly. But I need to find a stopping spot.
Yes, that's fair. Okay, we can enter there for now.
You think this is okay?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're not really into anything too crazy yet, so.
Okay.
Works for me. Cool.
We'll pick back up where we're at the... What's the name of the college?
Don't remember. Case
yeah.
Shh.
We're at the college.
Yes.
And we're asking people about things because
I will remember it for next time. Don't you worry, because I got it all on video.
Yeah.
This is why I have this recorded, so I can actually remember what happened last time on, yes. Highlands.
Dragon Ball Z.
That's right. But yeah, thanks for playing Highlands, Deep Waters. We'll be continuing, I'm sure, in the next week or so.
Oh yeah, of course we will.
Sweet,
Thanks for bringing the game, and I'm glad we didn't die, and we got to at least smash a door in.
That's right. We at least got to show some level of violence that is a
And we
modicum
got to
of what
bribe
is in your
someone.
heart. Yes, criminality as well. Yes. All right. Thanks for playing.
Who knows what kind of offenses we could commit in the
right.
next one?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we literally
around
could
to
have.
find out.
We literally could have murdered already. So I'm sure
We
we'll
could
have
have.
plenty of opportunity in the
But
near
we
future.
didn't.
That's right. We
We
didn't.
missed opportunity.
Simple thoughts, not acts. That's right.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.